I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Tito Santana.
This is Kurt Angle.
This is Bret the Hitman Hart, and this is going out to Scott and Holly.
You are listening to the
Win Twice Wrestling Podcast
with Scott and Holly.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
And this holds for everybody. Ho!
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to listen to the incomparable Win Twice Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Scott and Holly. We always go over, brother, and that's the bottom line. Dig it? So sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 71 of the Win Twice Wrestling Podcast alongside your hosts Scott and Holly. Afternoon, Holly.
Good afternoon.
Are you raring to go?
Always.
You know it's going to be a good show when you're double fisting it as you called it.
Yes,
Your
I am.
words, not
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
Because you've got alcohol on the go alongside water.
Yes.
Important to stay
Stay
hydrated.
hydrated, yeah.
Well, these sessions can be a little bit of a marathon. And you got to make sure that you're well hydrated. Like for these kind of tantric recordings that just go on and on and on.
You've got to make sure the whistle is always wet.
Yep. Yeah,
that's
no,
the
absolutely.
saying,
yeah,
right?
wet the whistle, but it's
Yeah.
wet with a WH.
Wet.
Wet.
Wet the
Yeah, like
whistle.
cool whip. Yes.
Ooh.
But Holly, more importantly,
Yeah.
why are we here?
I don't know. I'll be honest.
Bit of an existential question, that, and it's kind of
In
difficult.
life? Well.
Well, yeah, go on. Give me your theory.
God, don't ask me that question.
All right, fair enough. I
For
won't.
wrestling.
Back here for wrestling, and we're going back into the archives a little bit. We're going to the YouTube archives.
YouTube.
I did say that a little bit like I had some sort of brain damage, but it's fine. We're going back to the archives. We're going back a long, long time ago. We haven't gone this far back since, we'll ignore the NWA Clash of Champions for many reasons. So if
it was
you,
awful?
well, the main event I thought was fine. The rest of the card,
Oh,
a lot
yeah,
to be desired. I think there was one match. The opener was okay as well from recollection. But anyway,
Sure.
we're not in the NWA for this.
Yay.
We're in the WWF, an area where we feel comfortable to a point. To a point. And I might have falsely advertised this a little bit for you as I watched it. Oh, she's angry.
Oh, no, I'm not angry.
Just
Disappointed.
It's
worse, isn't it?
I don't
Why
like
is it so much worse?
because I don't like disappointed women. I do it too often in my life, to be fair. I don't need another one to add to that list.
It's not you disappointing me, it's them.
Yeah, but I vouched for them. Them being the show in this
Them,
instance.
Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I might have been misled myself in terms
okay.
of... I think we have to look at it in a kind of bubble in terms of the time period that it was,
Yeah.
the quality of the wrestling or perceived lack of quality maybe of the wrestling at the time, in the WWF specifically. Because if you look throughout the card, there's some big names.
Yes, there is.
There's some big names.
Yes.
So you'd think, okay, maybe we're going to achieve something quite good here, and it didn't quite land that way. I mean, granted, it's before we got the likes of Savage there, so it's not long before Savage, by the way, at all. But we've got obviously the big hitters of the time, minus Roddy Piper. He wasn't there either.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, you don't really care for him, do you?
I really don't.
Why?
I don't know.
She does. She doesn't like the Scots.
No, that's
Except for this one.
Absolutely incorrect. Isn't Joe Hendry Scottish?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you
Why
reckon
did you
so?
kind of go a bit Scottish there when you said it?
Did I?
Scottish. Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, it was
Ooh,
very
that's a
subtle.
skill I didn't know I
said,
had.
it's Scottish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So therefore.
Yeah, okay. Let me ask you this question. Would you fuck Drew?
Yeah.
Would you fuck Joe Hendry?
Yeah.
Would you fuck Roddy Piper?
Not on
There it is.
That's not why I don't like him. I
No.
just find him really irritating.
Oh,
and his
he's good.
voice, man. Ugh.
But no, that's the whole
yeah,
thing.
I know.
Okay, do you
He's
hate...
doing a good job because he's annoying me.
Well, quite. Do you hate him
Not
more...
as much as X-Pac.
I wasn't going X-Pac, but good to know. Jimmy Hart.
Of course you ask when I have a mouthful. Of drink.
Yeah.
Ooh, no.
No. So Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart's
okay.
still there.
In a fight to the death,
Yeah.
and they've got similar physiques in many respects, who would you rather see perish? Jimmy Hart or X-Pac?
Oh, good lord.
Can't be a double disqualification.
Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, I thought that would be the answer.
Yeah.
X-Pac, you have been saved. You're welcome.
Yeah, at least, I mean,
At least he wrestles.
yeah, and doesn't have a megaphone.
Yeah, that is telling.
It's really annoying.
Is the megaphone more annoying than the whistle? Have we established that yet?
Yeah,
It is.
I think it is.
It's because you haven't had the whistle for a while.
That's
Because any show, I'll be honest, any show we've had where, as you would say, whistle man, for those that are uninitiated, Bill Alfonso, Bill Alfonso, for those that might not have been familiar with your previous, dare I say, verbal evisceration of the man. If we had another show where he was on it,
Yes.
I've never heard you complain more than when he's involved,
Ooh.
including with Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart, you can tell it's like under your skin, but you kind of got it under wraps to a point.
Some people just know how to press the wrong buttons and they press them forever without even actually doing anything.
Yeah, we're not talking about colleagues at work. We're talking about Jimmy Hart here.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Hart, of course, features on this show. But I haven't actually said what the show is.
No, you haven't.
So, and it sounds stupid. But as a show name, what are we doing?
Yes, I agree.
But the show is The Big Event. It's a happening.
It's a happening.
It is a happening. And the date for this event was the big event, was the 28th of August 1986 in the Exhibition Stadium, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, just down the road from the CN Tower. The attendance on the night was 61,470, despite what they were telling us throughout the show. And it's got a tagline.
Oh, go on.
Kind of does what it's a bit Ron Seal, other obviously wood
Just
varnishes.
The big event.
The biggest event of all time. Why don't you just call it that then?
Okay.
So it's the big event, but the tagline, the biggest event of all time. Just in case the parenthesis was, lost there.
That's a big word.
Well, take it, use it for what you want. In fact, try and use it later in the show, see how that works.
What's it mean? Something that's big?
Doesn't matter. No.
Oh.
This isn't Countdown. We don't need to kind of define words and stuff.
Okay, I'll try and use it later in the wrong context, probably.
That's entirely why I don't want to explain it to you, I'll be honest.
Okay.
What moves this, Holly? Parentheses! Yay!
I'm stupid, but I'm not that stupid.
No, you're not stupid at all, to be fair. You do say stupid things, though, occasionally. Such is life. I do as well.
Good.
Recovered that well, didn't I?
Yes, thank you.
I said you're not stupid.
Yeah, fine.
With this being 1986, we've seen WrestleMania from 1985, 86 onwards.
Yes.
You've kind of probably got, from what you remember, some semblance of an expectation for how this is going to look and feel.
Mm-hmm.
Old, yeah, for sure. That was a given. But what I'm more interested to find out is, given the scale of it. So the first show if we're looking back through the archives of the shows that we've covered, the first big stadium show is the Pontiac Silverdome WrestleMania 3.
Yes.
This is a year and change prior to that. No, is it a year and change? Yeah, it is. So, no, it's not. No, they were going to their March, April the following year, so it's not a year, leading up to that. This was the first show of this scale that the WWF had put on. And it's kind of asking you what you felt about the show to a certain point, without having obviously gone over the review section yet. But do you feel that being in a building that size, or a stadium that size, helped it or hurt it?
I feel like this show in particular helped having that many people there.
Do you think it covered over some of the cracks?
Absolutely.
Of what we were missing in terms of in-ring action?
Absolutely.
I think there were two matches. Excuse me if you could hear my stomach, because that was
was that your stomach?
mental. Yes.
Wow. I thought it was outside.
No. Oh, it was outside of the realms of reasonable noises. There were two matches on this show that I thought, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was fine with that. The rest of them, I was like, oh God, no. Please no. Stop it. Mm-hmm. Pedro Morales, Harley Race, go away.
Sure.
Other people will be getting similar bullets. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was weird because it felt like, and it sounds stupid because the way it's cut up, so it's obviously it's probably closer to, with all the theatrics and stuff, it's probably closer to a 2.5, 3 hour show that they've cut out various sections of.
There's a lot cut out because, we'll get to it, but it goes from one thing to another extremely quickly.
Mid-match as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Baffling
for someone who doesn't know who a lot of people are.
And they're trying to condense it to a 2 hour window, which I am fine with.
Yeah.
But it makes it feel like you're, and again, to be fair, and people will see it in the image that I've uploaded for the episode. It was done for Silver Vision release. So Silver Vision being the Silver Vision was the UK version, but the Coliseum collection, it was done with the tape market, VHS, in mind. So it's probably been condensed for the purpose of how much they could get on a tape.
Right, yeah.
Otherwise, they'd have to do it on 2 VHS tapes. And do you know how expensive VHSs were when they first came out, by the way?
I don't remember.
it will knock you. So if I said to you, okay, let's say
It's a long time ago.
when VHS was like commonplace, let's say, what would you estimate like the cost of a VHS to be?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Like $5.
Yeah, okay. So I think it was probably around like 10, 15, around that kind of area. And then obviously when they were getting phased out, that's when they're like throwing them off the shelves. When VHS first came out, before it was like commonplace to have it in every household, looking at the States, like they were $89.99.
Really?
They were seriously, because it was such an exclusive thing to have at the time, and the cost to make it.
That's baffling. I know we weren't alive, but like that's baffling to think that a videotape would be that much.
Yeah, and obviously, but they got the time constraints of what they can get on any one cassette.
True.
So if it goes over to, there are some films I think on VHS that are done over 2 VHSs.
Really?
Yeah, and obviously then that will double the price of it. So.
God, I'd be like, you know what? I'm all right not knowing what happens in the second half.
Well, yeah, quite. I don't think they sell it as part 1 and part 2, sadly. But yeah, that's effectively, this was designed with this release in mind, I believe. And yeah, the quality was, I was a bit gutted because I knew that there was supposed to be 2 decent-ish matches, and I'd wrongly then assumed that the rest of the card must be okay. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that wasn't the case, if we're being honest here. But we'll get to our analysis and thoughts overall as we get to the end of the show. Let's dive into it. So the opening shot is a bird's eye view of Toronto, Canada from a helicopter. The voice of Mean Gene Oakland, who begins to give us statistics about the city itself, always nicely appreciated. Yeah. Thank you, Mean Gene. During this voiceover, we get inserted video footage of the likes of Hulk Hogan, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, the matches that we're going to see tonight, basically, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Jake the Snake Roberts, etc., etc. And I think a point, sorry, I need to circle back a little bit because I didn't finish the point I was trying to make. I didn't feel like it was a you're there kind of experience, if that makes sense. I don't feel like I was an audience member watching a show from beginning to end. I felt like I was being shown a highlight reel, and I use that in air quotes.
No, that's true, actually. The way that they've sliced and diced it, it does give highlight reel
So
intention.
I felt distance from it straight away.
Yeah,
like I wasn't emotionally engaged in it, like I am another show where you kind of see from
it did
cradle to
take
grave.
away a bit of something from it, for sure.
And I think that hurt it, if I'm being honest. But I agree with your point earlier on. The stadium, I feel like it added some gravitas to it because it's a massive venue. And I've got some points on that later on, actually, to be fair. So something to look forward to.
Yay.
It turns out that Mean Gene has been in the sky for the better part of the day, as it's now sunset. And we can see the audience members trickling into the stadium for the show to begin, or so he tells us. Mm-hmm. The stadium has played host to the likes of Phil Collins and Genesis, as well as Elton John. But tonight is the turn of the WWF superstars. I'll tell you what, watching some of them try and play the piano probably would have been more entertaining, if I'm being honest. Or the drums. Honestly.
That would be great.
Yeah. We do actually get a very cool view of a full stadium with a wrestling ring sat in the middle. That was actually really cool.
Yeah, that is good.
It made me think, minus the wrestling ring, Live Aid. The original, when you see just a sea of people at ground level, that's what it kind of felt like to me.
Yeah, no, I'd agree, actually.
In keeping with the classic WWF hyperbole, Gene informs us that the estimated attendance lies somewhere between 65,000 and 70,000.
Oh, just a casual 5K.
Yeah, more so than that as well. Like, so he's narrowed it down to 5K, but he's already gone about 3K over what it actually was. So, cool. I think, you know what Gene does when he's like, so Gene, how big's your dick? Probably a metre.
12 inches.
Yeah, a metre. Honestly.
When soft.
I'll just tuck it in my sock, go about my business.
Anywhere between 9 inches and 3 feet.
Exactly. So mine is somewhere between being internal and and 2.5 foot. I get scared. It goes in me sometimes when it's cold. It's fine. It's fine. But, Gene, and Gene doesn't mind telling us, which is one of his... actually. No, nothing to be afraid of. But you're in a safe space. There wasn't a lot of interviews.
No, there wasn't.
It was, and again, air quote, action. Yeah. But matches, there was only like 2 bits which didn't have in-ring kind of permutations. Oh, that's another one for you.
God, I've already forgotten the
Was
first
that good
one.
for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it did have something, because that's rare. We've never had that.
No, I know.
Okay.
Oh, I know.
I need to start maybe thinking about getting us some... no, actually, that's a really bad idea. I was going to say some of the original Coliseum collection DVD, like the best of this person, because you would do your shit on some of that.
Great, yes.
So I think maybe we'll just stick with the
Maybe
shows for
not.
now. But if anyone wants to recommend
No,
something...
thank you.
Okay, fine.
Please, no.
Oakland gives us the big sell for the main event, which will see Hulk Hogan defend WWE title, or his WWE title, against the jealous, and he's very sure to say jealous, Paul Orndorff.
Yay.
Do you know what? I'm okay with that match.
Me too.
I think that could be good.
When I obviously saw it was those two, I was like, oh, good. Brilliant. Quite like both of them.
Yep. Well, no. Okay, so right away, Holly, the opening package has been slightly different from pretty much everything we've seen to date. How did it land for you? Are you excited or are you nervous?
I'm always nervous.
Just general default setting.
General.
Yeah. If it's too good to be true, probably is.
That is how I live my life, unfortunately.
I've known you for enough years to know that is accurate. Yeah. As the opening presentation comes to a close, we get fluorescent coloured squares appear on the screen with shots of the stars who we will see in action on tonight's card. A bit like blankety blank for any UK watchers. This will be a night of history. This will be the largest crowd to ever witness a professional wrestling event in history.
Sure. Is that true?
1 second.
Oh.
Finally, we see in big orange writing, the WWE presents The Big Event. Shit font, shit colour, look shit, bit
Could
shit.
be worse. Could have been Comic Sans.
Hey, do not diss. I got the years of presentation I got out of Comic Sans is longer than I'd care to admit.
I'm a Calibri girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it sounds like an alcohol, so it probably makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Nice little cocktail with an umbrella.
Very nice, very nice. Now, normally, whilst most of the hyperbole put forth by the WWF is no more than smoke and mirrors, whoa, Cody Rhodes, there was a kernel of truth in the fact that this event was indeed the largest attendance in professional wrestling history, if you're willing to overlook 2 Jim Londis attractions in the early 1930s, one of which was in Greece. But obviously, the shows came after this that have obviously surpassed this, but at the time, apart from a couple of one-off attractions with, like I said, Jim Londis in the 30s, this was the highest attended event in professional wrestling history, and it was the first, certainly, to be not televised, but recorded for tape, etc. So, fair fucks to them. They, and they look like they packed it out as well, to be fair, minus a couple of little pockets, but I'm willing to overlook that, to be fair. And I wonder if, in many respects, this was a kind of a tester for them. Well, it would have been too late at that point, because... Oh no, when? So 86 this is. I don't know when this was actually filmed, but obviously going into Pontiac Silverdome the next year, they've got to make sure that they can actually pack that out.
True.
So this could have been like the canary down the mine shaft to see, can we do this?
Yeah, let's have a go. See
if you're
see
hard
if we
enough.
Can fill it.
Yep.
Oh, this is not going well for me.
That's fine, carry on.
And then then you've got your answer really.
And then when it's packed to the seams, then you know you can do it. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. We waste no time and head right down to ringside where Howard Finkel introduces match number 1, and oh my god, we need better audio quality, please, because you can hear it like you're, weirdly, having said it feels like a highlight package, you do feel like you're in the arena going, sorry, what's he saying?
Yeah, there was a lot that I couldn't hear. I relied a lot on the really delightful graphics putting people's names on the screens at some point.
Yes, I'm sure you'd have been very excited. Well, actually, you would have been quite excited about match number 1 and disappointed and confused, I would imagine, about the other side of it.
All the emotions.
It did. So, match number 1. Hoss and Jimmy Jack Funk with Jimmy Hart versus the Killer Bees.
Yay!
What is it about the Killer Bees, Holly, that you seem to enjoy so much?
Do you know what? I haven't got a clue. I think it's just when we watch old stuff, I've got to like cling on to like certain people because it gives me some form of investment.
Yeah.
And just instantly, there is nothing about them whatsoever. It's just the little yellow and black striped pants.
That's all it takes, boys.
No, it's not that. But do you know what I mean? Like immediately, I was drawn to like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
And now that's it. I'm just invested.
I mean,
in
to
them.
be fair, you're never going to root for anyone who Jimmy Hart's in the corner of.
Very unlikely.
You're going to be torn when it's WCW and he's walking Hulk Hogan to the ring.
Oh no.
I know, but that ship is coming, so get used to it.
Okay.
Or get used to the idea at least. Did you also think, Terry Funk's looks a bit odd here?
Yeah.
You thought it was Terry Funk, didn't you?
I don't have a clue who these people are.
That's not Terry Funk.
No, I'll be honest. I went back. So just to put it into concept or whatever the word is.
Context.
I also was watching this still on a tiny little screen.
Yeah, so that probably should be featured somewhere in this recording. So we're recording this partway through the week, which we tend not to do.
No.
Because Holly has had, and through no fault of her own.
For once I didn't break it.
You didn't break it. You did change supplier, but that is still not your fault. No, I'm on your side. I'm on Team Holly.
Okay, thank you.
But Holly has only just got her internet up and running, so that's why we weren't able to pull ourselves together to organise a recording over the weekend. So there's going to be a week delay. Sometimes it happens. It's one of those things. My computer died last year, so and obviously holidays, etc., etc. Yep. But now we're back up and running, so it's all good. The way in which we hear the voice of Howard Finkel rattle around the stadium, it has almost a carnival-like feel to me. You know when you get like a barker at a carnival who's like, roll up, take a look at the freak. And to be fair, he's not wrong. Holly, do you know who Jimmy Jack Funk is?
A wrestler.
Yep. No, it isn't the middle-aged and crazy Terry Funk. This is Theron Barr Jr. And I know you're very unlikely to have heard of him before, but maybe you would have heard of his brother and fellow professional wrestler and former tag team partner of Eddie Guerrero, and I've told you stories about him before, Art Barr.
Yes.
Art Barr with his frog splash, which is just magnificent. Yes. This is his brother.
Oh.
Art Barr died very young, like 27, I think it was, or something like that.
Yeah.
And they thought, do you know what, Theron Barr, if we put some, like, You Are Zorro type mask on, you just look like an inflated Terry Funk. So we'll go with that.
Right.
So, Jimmy Jack Funk. By the way, some of the names on this show.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, on the opposite side, I know you're going to call them the Bees.
Of course.
So they don't have names.
They don't even get a name. They actually just get a picture of bees.
That is... Oh, she's not even joking.
No.
That is...
The emoji.
You've got a hive going on there.
Yeah, why on earth would I write bee when I've just got the picture right there? It's my most used emoji now.
What, from this one show?
Yeah.
That's outstanding. That is truly outstanding.
Thank you.
Yeah, so some of the names in this show, I've got some issues. So we've got... well, start off with Jimmy Jack Funk.
Mm.
In the same match, Jumping Jim Brunzell, B. Brian Blair. In the same match.
Very alliterative.
Oh, we've got another name later, but I won't jump ahead to that point yet.
Okay.
His name gets on my tits as well. But that's a lot for me to deal with in terms of... No, and I'll be honest, because I'm orating as I'm taking these notes, doing it oral style. A lot of these names, they don't land well.
No.
I haven't had to say Flying Hercucci for a while.
Oh, I missed that. That was amazing.
So that's good. So Hercucci obviously translates to that.
Yeah.
As another example, so Holly's got some as well. Like she's got Saturday and Marengo for Saturn and Malenko.
Yeah.
Malenko, fuck me, I've said it so badly there, but anyway.
Well, the other guy in this match, that's Hoss, right?
Hoss, yeah, horse.
Hose.
Horse, I got every time. Horse Funk.
Apparently, I write hose a lot. Apparently,
I bet you do.
Well, I don't actually.
Show us your hose.
Yeah, because I often send those texts. Show us your hose.
To more than just me.
Garden hose.
To be fair, there's a lot of gardens.
Garden porn.
There's no. Get the hoe out. Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
Love
see?
that.
I'll rake it around.
Oh,
See, could work.
Yeah.
Could work. Sprinkler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, that's good.
There's
What else
a
we
niche
got?
for everything,
What have we got else in the garden? Spade.
Yeah.
David Spade, sexy or not?
Right, this is bizarre.
No? Right, okay, right. I think we've gone off track a little bit here. We're still in match number 1, Holly.
Yes, we are.
Now, Holly, how excited were you about the Killer Bees? Honestly.
I was so excited until I heard them announce there was a 30-minute time limit.
Yeah, but that... Okay, fine.
I know that's a standard.
Yeah.
But my brain, as soon as I hear timing,
no.
my brain goes, this better not last for half an hour.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I'd have been devastated if any match on this card went that long, if I'm being perfectly honest. We do get a Chiron on screen informing us that on commentary, we have Gorilla Monsoon.
Yay.
He's back. Ernie Ladd.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know who that is. And Luscious Johnny Valiant.
Yeah.
You know who that is, at least?
I do.
Yes. To talk us through the evening's proceedings. Right off the bat, Valiant says, it's going to be like a chimpanzee on the back of a lawnmower. What the fuck does that mean?
Dangerous?
Yeah, sure, okay.
Confusing?
Innate? Irrelevant? Pointless?
Baffling?
Baffling is good. The bell sounds and we are underway. Hoss and Blair start this one off for their respective teams and they tie up with a collar and elbow to kick things off. Side headlock by Hoss, but he's pushed off and knocks Bryan down with a shoulder tackle. Drop down by Blair, and he connects with a hip toss and a big body slam. Jimmy Jack enters the ring. Fuck that name. Jimmy Jack enters the ring, and he too. Good night, Ma. Good night, Jimmy Jack. Fuck off. Jimmy Jack enters the ring, and he too is hit with a body slam before both members of the Funk family, we might have lost Holly there, are hit with a dose of second servings.
This is the problem. Right, I'm going to put like a thing out here. This is the problem when we do these during the week, is I lose it so quick on these. Like,
I find it more entertaining from my perspective.
Oh, God. Okay, I can only apologise now.
The Funks roll to the outside to gather their thoughts as they consult the mouth of the South.
Boom.
There it is. Hoss returns to the ring, and after a moment lands a knee to the midsection of Blair before backing him into the Double Cross Ranch corner.
Ooh.
Blair fights back with punches to Hoss and elbows on Jimmy Jack before we get the long-missed and greatly approved win twice double noggin knocker.
Yay!
Hoss is back on the outside regrouping, and when he re-enters, quickly tags Jimmy Jack into the action. Fucking ridiculous. Side headlock applied by Jimmy. Push off. Jimmy? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's in there.
Yeah, sorry. All the names. It's like a kid's cartoon that's gone mad. Which is pro wrestling, actually, to be fair. Side headlock applied by Jimmy. Push off and leapfrog by Jumping Jim, who connects quite literally there, who connects with a big body slam before shoulder tackling Funk into the ropes and down to the outside. Valiant claims that Jimmy Jack looks like he has knocked off a 7-Eleven, which I assume is because of the Lone Ranger style mask he's wearing.
Okay.
Clever. Tag back to Hoss, and he locks up with Brunzell before delivering a knee to the midsection and some stiff uppercuts. I love a Hoss Funk uppercut. It looks like it hurts. I mentioned it at WrestleMania 2. It stuck with me. I saw it here again and went,
Still happy
me
with that.
likey.
Okay.
Indeed. Arm drag takes down by one half of the Killer Bees, who now reintroduces Blair to the action. Running elbow I missed a bit, but anyway, fine. Nothing happened. Near fall. Running elbow connects to the arm of Funk. Running?
Ooh.
Oh, yes, it did. Yeah, he drives the elbow into the joint, and a wrist lock drops him to his knees. Hoss is positioned down onto the canvas and finds himself in a pinning predicament, which takes the referee a while to realise before making the count. And let me tell you here, if you ever think we have had a problem with Earl Hebner, who I wish was our granddad, quite frankly, there's a referee on this show, you're probably dead, you fucking suck. Okay? Just putting that out there. And I honestly, the match he is in, I think if I was in the match, I might have punched him.
I'm amazed no one did.
You could see one of the wrestlers getting frustrated with him, Brutus Beefcake.
Absolutely.
And I was just going, I lay into the boy later on. I don't know if it's this guy, to be fair, but it only dawned on me later on. Hammerlock transition to an arm lock as Funk makes it back to his feet, and he eventually counters with a body slam, but is soon pushed away by the feet and dropped with a body slam from Blair. A lot of body slams. Arm drag takedown by Blair brings Hoss back down to the canvas, and he makes a tag to Jumping Jim. Jumping Jim? Yes. Who continues to work over the arm. Do you know what's bad? That was actually a perfectly formulated sentence that I just cocked up reading. Can only blame myself. Funk returns to his feet, pushes free, and drops Brunzell with a back elbow. Tag made to Jimmy Jack, but he runs right into an arm drag takedown, and B. Brian Blair is now the legal man. From the middle rope, he drops an elbow to the arm and quickly applies a hammerlock. Funk counters this, but he's swiftly taken down to the canvas with a fireman's carry takedown. Armlock is kept in place as Jimmy Jack claims that he was taken down by the hair. Brunzell tags back in, and off a whip, Blair drops down, causing Jimmy Jack to run directly into a sleeper hold.
Boring.
As Blair makes a decision to come into the ring, this presents Hoss with the opportunity to kick Brunzell in the back and break the hold, whilst the referee ushers the Killer Bee out of the ring. Another lovely uppercut from Hoss, who tosses Brunzell between the ropes and down to the floor. Jimmy Hart is man on the spot with megaphone in hand, and I can feel the levels of rage within Holly rising.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. As the official is occupied with Hoss in the ring, Jimmy Jack lands a couple of knees before body slamming the Killer Bee on the mat. Blair rushes over to check on the condition of his partner, and we now suddenly get a weird camera cut that now shows us the Killer Bees bent down by the ring apron putting on their Killer Bee masks. A little bit of twin magic.
There it is.
As Blair rolls into the ring and levels Hoss with a few right hands before whipping Jimmy Jack into the Elder Statesman, knocking both men down. Atomic drop connects with Hoss, and the following clothesline knocks him down. Jimmy Jack re-enters the ring but is quickly knocked down with a second clothesline, sending him packing. Abdominal stretch applied by Blair in the middle of the ring, but it isn't for long as Jimmy Jack breaks the hold courtesy of a stiff right hand. Another bit of twin magic as the two men change places whilst the referee checks on the Funks. Jimmy Hart saw what happened and he is screaming no on the outside, which pleases Holly, and Brunzell secures a small package on Jimmy Jack for the 1, 2, 3. The Killer Bees are your winners by pinfall.
Good.
Yep, good. As the Bees celebrate, we get another cool shot from the crowd showing how vast the stadium is. Holly, what did you think of the opening match?
I really tried to put myself in like a not judging it against newer stuff.
Yep.
And I have done this, and I feel like maybe I don't even know if I've scored it high. 1.75.
Fair enough.
I just put not necessarily for me, but I can understand why people will have enjoyed it, and I like the Bees.
2 stars.
Okay, fine. Right, okay.
And to be fair, even if you're wildly different from me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know, but there's some where I have been wildly different and I never live it down.
To be fair, that was a travesty. Ultimate Warrior Triple H, 3 stars, get in the bin now.
You wait till Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn, that's getting 5 stars written all over it.
Holly, I will be the Latina mother, take my sandal off and smack you on the backside, to be honest. That is unacceptable.
I can't wait to watch that. I'm so excited to watch that.
We've got a few WrestleManias to get through
know.
before we get there.
I know.
I'm going to be so angry through the entirety of that. I might even let Holly just do the play-by-play on that match.
Yeah, do.
Yeah?
I'll agree to it now.
Okay,
Yeah,
we got that.
I agree to it now.
Something I'd also like someone to do, mainly because I don't want to do it, is go back through every episode and pull off our star ratings. No, you don't have to listen to that. Well, please listen to the whole thing. But go to the end of each match and see what we've scored. I'd like to see our star charts in terms of what we've rated as the highest matches. So you could see every match we've ever watched.
Yeah.
And see what's 5, what's 4, I'd find that interesting just over the course of, let's say, after 100, 200 show, whatever the case, just to see.
So you could say, for example, you could look at if you were listening, you could say these matches were 5 stars.
Yep.
For X person.
Yep.
But your 5 stars were X over
Yep.
here. Okay.
I just think that'd be quite interesting to
That would
see
be
what
quite
that is.
interesting, but I'm not going to do that. But
No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah.
That
If
sounds
someone
like
else
a
can
job
do
for
it.
someone else.
It does. Who's that?
I wonder.
An editor.
Oh, maybe.
Interesting. Interesting.
Maybe.
Thought-provoking. Bit of a chin scratcher. On to match number 2, because there's no foreplay here.
No, there's not. It's straight in.
It's straight in.
Straight in.
Straight in. Hope it doesn't chafe. Go for it. King Tonga versus the magnificent Morocco with one of my personal favourites now, Mr. Fuji. Any man who puts an ice pack on his hat is a fucking certified G. Okay? Right? I don't care how shit you are at anything else. Man walks like he doesn't have knees. I don't care. I don't care. And then as he's doing that with the ice pack on his hat, full suit, full
you know
kit
what?
wanker.
He used to irritate me
Love him.
so much. And then that episode we saw where he was sick, it's changed my life.
To be fair, the one that got me, that was great.
5K.
That was it. Thank you.
5K in a suit.
Yeah.
Which
With
he
Lord Alfred
obviously
calling
definitely
it.
Ran.
Definitely
Obviously.
didn't get a taxi. Definitely didn't get a taxi.
Oh, that was amazing.
So, Mr. Fuji back in the game. Back on the game. So I think we've established, Holly. I never actually asked, because I didn't ask in the first match, because I knew Killer Bees is your bread and butter.
Yes.
Who are you siding with out of these 2 men?
Tonga.
Because you have to pick.
Yeah, I had to pick someone.
And
I know him as Haku, right?
you do know him as Haku, but we've seen him as King Tonga as well.
Yeah, I just thought, let's go here.
Fine. So I think we've established, Holly, that this is going to be a case of match after match after match with little to nothing in the way of filler.
Yay.
Yeah, exactly. I put the question, is that good? And I've already asked you that earlier, so we know. Also, I'm not entirely sure who in this match is the face.
Ooh.
I would assume King Tonga, based on the fact that Morocco has Fuji in his corner.
Yeah, that's the only real giveaway, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Although Morocco does look 100 shades healthier here than every time we've ever seen him.
Really? Why?
Well, last time, I know he's very red and pumped up and full of the juice.
Vascular.
But then every other time we've started to see him fairly recently, his skin goes a little bit grey.
Oh.
I think he's full of like...
Do you know what's insane? He is still alive.
Baffling.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Baffling.
Yeah.
All the juice.
All the juice.
And some more.
And he abided by Hulk Hogan's philosophy.
Oh, yeah.
Say your prayers,
Take it all.
have your vitamins, stab yourself in the arse and pump yourself up. He's just got a bike tyre on him at any point. He's just in the locker room, like, yeah, you like match number 1. Don, are you ready? You and then like the tightening of the little screw to because there's a little bit of air that gets out just first. Yeah. That's why you'll never see him in a match with the Legion of Doom. Spikes, danger.
Oh, yeah.
He'd flit around that arena, especially with no roof. Fucking hell, he might not have come down.
Done. That's it.
Unbelievable. Anyway, glad you're still going. The original, The Rock. Quick thoughts on Morocco's crop top. Did you find it unsettling too?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's that ticked off. We get another camera cut as there was obviously a bit of a delay before the start of the match and the two men now lock up. Side headlock from the Magnificent One, but he's pushed off. Double drop down from Tonga and he connects with a hip toss, make it 2, and now delivers a body slam. The big man is backing off with his hands in a submissive position as he exits the ring and takes a moment to nurse his lower back. A big man backing off, showing signs of weakness. One for Rowe, maybe? He doesn't decide... when he does return to the ring with his back... What?
I just got that reference. She'd fucking love that.
Of course she would.
Yeah.
Big beefy bitch who's being submissive.
Absolutely, right her type.
Yeah, climbing like a tree.
Yeah.
When he does, he takes a moment to nurse his lower back when he exits the ring. When he does return to the ring with his back to the buckles, he extends his hand for a handshake. He doesn't decide to follow through with it, however, and as the distance is closed, he delivers a knee to the midsection of Tonga. Tonga fires back with a number of big right hands and connects with a drop kick right under the chin that sends the Magnificent One tumbling to the outside once more.
I'm just going to point it out that just here we got our first It's a Happening.
Yeah, I haven't even got that one down. Fair
Yeah,
point. Nice,
yeah.
well spotted.
Thank you.
Deserves
I bring
credit.
something every now and again.
Oh, you bring everything. You bring the fan base.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just here for the detail, I guess. Ernie Ladd talks about how restless. What?
Restless.
No, talks about how. I'm not even joking. That's what it said. Restless was
Instead
what I
of
was going for. It
wrestlers,
says
yeah.
restless. Ernie Ladd talks about how wrestlers have to be diverse these days in order to be successful, and continues to call King Tonga Haku, which he weirdly says in his... Oh yeah, that was it. He goes, calls him Haku and says, by the way, Haku is his maiden name.
Maiden?
Yep.
He's not married. Like,
And also
as
it's
in
bollocks.
Maiden?
Yeah, he said maiden name, because I went, there's no way he said that. Went back and I went, oh no, he did say maiden name. Okay, fair enough. Morocco,
Ooh.
by the way, we know what that changed when I said that on the thing. Morocco is back in the ring and the two men lock up from where Haku, I'm calling him Haku now, applies an arm wringer. As Johnny Valiant queries why Tonga now wants to be known as Haku, Gorilla asks him why he wants to be called Luscious. Valiant says, because I am luscious. Just don't call me late for my dinner. Yep. No, I'm just letting that sink in for a little bit. Another. What do you remember we said about sucking eggs, Grandma?
So bad, but it's kind of funny.
Another camera cut as we return to the Magnificent One, still in the arm wringer, and he drops to his knees in discomfort. Ooh. Again, Rose happy. Morocco backs Tonga to the ropes and looks to escape via monkey flip, but Tonga retains his grip upon landing. Tonga now transitions to a shoulder lock as he stands over the Magnificent One. Morocco grabs a handful of Tonga's hair and whips him to the ropes. He drops down, and as Tonga hits the opposite side, he is tripped by Mr. Fuji, devious, outside of the referee's view. Gorilla says it looks like a low blow to him, and I would strongly suggest he change the prescription of his glasses.
Yeah.
As Tonga looks to go after the manager, the Magnificent One attacks him from behind and drops him to the canvas with a big knee lift to the face. Tonga is thrown between the ropes and down to the floor, and whilst the official is distracted, Mr. Fuji strikes the Islander with his cane across the back. As Tonga looks... I'm surprised they didn't get a Pearl Harbor reference in, or if they did, I didn't hear it. Let's be fair, that's Gorilla's bread and butter.
I mean, yeah.
He loves it. As Tonga looks to return to the ring, he's swiftly poked twice in the ribs with a cane by Mr. Fuji, who is pleading his innocence as the official makes his way over to check. From the apron, Morocco scoops Tonga into the air and drives him down into the canvas with a power slam. He kind of just fell, to be fair, but we'll call it a power slam.
Sure.
Oh dear, Holly's least favourite move, the dreaded trapezius hold, is now applied.
It's like a really shit massage.
It's not a massage, it's just a
Yeah, but it just looks piss poor.
I would be, so if I'm a wrestler and I've got the trapezius hold locked in someone, I'm trying to whisper something that makes them feel really uncomfortable. Just go, you like that? Just in the ear, and they're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and they're like holding their body in a weird form, like they've just been electrocuted.
Yes.
Because it's a devastating nerve grip hold.
Yeah, sure.
And to be fair, if a big meaty man's grabbing you there, probably does hurt. Sure. Thankfully, we get another quick camera cut that now shows us Tonga laying down whilst still in the dreaded nerve hold. Holly, please can you do the honours?
He's asleep. He's asleep. He's kind of awake.
I hope, Holly, you added 15 here's asleeps, because that's how many times that motherfucker's arm was dropped by the referee, only for the match to still continue.
Yeah.
Everyone in the commentary team is now calling Tonga Haku, but I will stick with what brought me to the dance, and the man himself finally breaks the grip with some well-placed elbows to the midsection. Already broke the rule, called him Haku earlier. Morocco continues to look to apply the hold, but each time he grips, he's chopped across the chest, forcing him to release. Ooh. Didn't need that as an image.
Nope.
A series of chops find the mark, and Tonga scores with a dropkick off a whip. More strikes land in the corner, and the magnificent one is whipped across into the opposite buckles. Morocco moves out of the way of a charging Tonga, who connects hard, and he allows a series of kicks to the chest of he lands a series of kicks to the chest of the Islander. Morocco secures the leg of Tonga, and from the outside wraps his knee around the ring post.
Oh, take a big drink.
Valiant shouts on commentary, "Make a wish while you're down there, Morocco." Get it? Like a wishbone.
I did.
Okay.
Thank you. I did get it, but thank you.
Because when I said it, you went...
I'm waiting for the next one.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Just so I can have another drink.
The pace of the match has slowed down as the magnificent one once again wraps the knee around the ring post.
There's your drink.
Before rolling back into the ring. Shinbreaker connects, and Tonga sounds like he's in trouble, which is only made worse with the following hamstring stretcher. The former Intercontinental Champion continues to work over the leg, which includes a spinning toe hold, but Tonga pushes him away with his free foot. Morocco briefly chokes him over the top rope before slingshotting him back down to the canvas. Another hamstring stretcher, and I've just noticed that there are areas of the canvas on the ring that are a little bit loose, which is annoying me. Feel like that's asking for trouble.
Yep.
The magnificent one connects with a falling headbutt to the tip of the penis. There's no point pretending it landed anywhere else, quite frankly.
No.
The referee looks like he's warning Morocco, but no disqualification. Figure 4 leg lock is now applied, and Tonga is writhing in pain. Despite them being positioned closely to the ropes, it still takes a while for Tonga to reach them and force the hold to be broken. What is more concerning, however, is the fact the referee is looking at him, holding the ropes, and doesn't request that the hold be broken for a good few seconds. Double throat thrust by the magnificent one puts Tonga back down to the canvas, and he follows up with a groin stretch before slowly making his way to the ring apron, where he mockingly bows to those in attendance. Up to the top rope he goes, but again it's too slow, and he is met with Tonga, who press slams him back down to the canvas. Sure. More strikes and chops land from the Islander, and he knocks the magnificent one down with a strong knife-edge chop off a whip. Up top goes Tonga, and he lands perfectly with a flying crossbody, but it takes the referee ages to get in a position to make the count, and before he has done so, the bell sounds. What the fuck's happening here?
Thank you.
Tonga stands on his feet and raises his arms in the air, signalling that he is the victor. I don't know who Victor is. Before anything is confirmed, however, we do hear Gorilla say that this is a happening. The bell sounds in the ring, and we hear the voice of Howard Finkel inform us that this match has been ruled a draw. Why? So in all honesty, Holly, I think this was supposed to be a time limit draw, although it was never actually expressly stated as such. Shit. Thoughts?
Awful.
Yep.
You know I hate those endings. So pointless. Such a waste of time.
Really was.
Such a waste of time. 1 out of 5.
Yeah, 1.25. I've literally been a quarter above you each time.
Yeah.
The match itself was meh because of the holds in it, so it wasn't going to score high either.
No.
Or either way, but this really dragged it down. Really dragged it down. Now this match, because we go straight into another match.
Oh, so quickly.
Sometimes they've started.
Yes, and I was obviously on my iPad, and I'm like, hang on, I don't know
Did
who
I
these
miss
people,
something?
I don't know who these people are. I have to go back, and then I'm like, oh, they haven't even put the names up on the screen yet.
Yeah, so I'm interested to know who you thought these two people were. So, Holly, what are the names you put down for the two men in this next match?
Ted Arcidi?
Yeah, RCD.
And Tony Garea.
Nailed it.
Thank
on
you.
both counts. Did you look them up, or did it actually pop up
It
on the
came
screen?
up on the screen.
Of course
it did. I'm not going to know, am
I was going to say, that's very impressive, because you don't listen to commentary either. So, Ted Arcidi versus Tony Garea. Thoughts on Ted Arcidi, first of all? How can you look like an inflated Hercules?
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. We see our boy Big Herc later on.
We do.
Yeah. So Ted Arcidi's very inflated. No
the
time
juice?
is... Huh?
Juiced?
I thought he said, would you? I went, I wouldn't have a choice if he wanted to be fair.
But all the juice.
Oh, yeah, he loves it. He loves it. He had all his vitamin C. No time is wasted as standing in the ring for match number 3 is Ted Arcidi and Tony Garea. Both men are receiving instructions from the official before the bell sounds, and this match is underway. Whose side were you on, Holly?
No one's, I didn't care.
The irony of this next comment, by the way, based on what you said. Holly, tell me, how many vitamins and supplements do we believe Mr. Arcidi has been on? The man is a fucking massive slab of swollen meat.
Yeah.
Who is Ted Arcidi? I hear you ask, Holly. Well, you may be unsurprised to learn that Ted Arcidi was a powerlifter. You know that record that Dino Bravo was trying to break by lifting 700 pounds at the 1988 Royal Rumble? Well, Ted Arcidi actually achieved that in competition and was a genuine record holder in his time. Not fucking surprised. Look at the size of it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
He makes Dino Bravo look like a small man. I mean, to be fair, I don't know height-wise. He doesn't strike me as someone who's over 6 foot, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But he's just, like, you know, you see the world's strongest man and they're just like,
Yes.
oh, you're...
They're just a chunk of a man, aren't
Yeah,
they?
you're just, like, swollen meat produce.
Yeah.
And yeah, fair fucks to him. I'll tell you his age in a bit, I think. The two men lock up, only for Arcidi to shove Garea away with ease. Second lock-up and third lock-up both result in the same thing. Whose corner were you in, sorry, did we say?
I mean, I didn't really care, I'm going to be honest. But I did...
Ted Arcidi.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course you did.
Yeah.
Of course you did, because, you know, Uncle Tony, like, he just looks like... He doesn't look a wrestler. He looks like a businessman who's lost his clothes and is just genuinely confused about where he is.
Yes. He's in there for a bet.
Oh, he loses the bet as well as the match, actually. Honestly, the end of this match as well. We'll get to it.
It won't be long.
Fair. That tactic will not work for Tony, it seems. On the fourth attempt, Garea changes up the game plan and slaps on a side headlock. Push off, and Tony charges back in only to be met by the immovable object. Garea tries another. Tries the. Am I okay?
Are you all right?
I don't think I am.
You used all your words today.
I think so. I've hit the limit. Do you want to take over?
The writing's a little small for me.
Oh, we can zoom.
It's okay.
Okay, fine. Greer tries the other ropes and runs right back into the slab of meat. Tony looks at a bit of a loss with what exactly he should be doing. Probably not wrestling. I noticed the crowd on the hard camera side to a person are all looking off to the right, as clearly something in that direction is more entertaining than what is happening in the ring. Ooh. They're probably correct.
I wonder if it's someone selling like hot dogs.
Pepperoni pizza!
Oh, yeah, and beer.
That
beer
really confused me.
Everything.
By the way, for those in the UK, if you haven't gone to the States, go to any ballpark, and the food, like the hot dogs and shit, unreal. But they're food types that I want to eat in like a little cocoon. I don't want people watching me.
They're messy though, aren't they? See, I love a hot dog, right?
Yeah, she does.
I fucking love a hot dog.
Honestly, the bigger the better.
But
fucking foot long, right?
I do not eat that. It's messy.
And it's weird because she doesn't even chew. Honestly, it's just like gone. Unbelievable.
But I get what you're saying. Like, it's all tasty, but I don't want people to see me.
I want to be
eat
like
it like a freaking animal.
It's like a kebab. I don't want humans to watch me eat that.
Yes, I agree.
Because
I think the same about tacos.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I love them, but it's not cute.
I've got a weird one though, and this won't work for you because you'll be fine with it. Ice cream.
Oh no, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but.
Well, like off a cone. Oh, you've got a beard though, I suppose, haven't you?
Yeah, and
I don't have that problem.
Not anymore, thanks to Nair. No, but because unless I can wash, I'm fine with it if I can wash my face right away. Otherwise, it turns into sticky mess, and then I forget about it, and then I go, "What the?" And it's horrible, horrible. But I do like an ice cream.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway,
just small digress. But...
What do you reckon Ted Arcidi's ice cream of choice would be?
Ooh.
He's a rocky road.
Ooh.
He's a
Neapolitan.
rocky road. Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you saying he likes missionary? Is this what we're saying?
I don't mind
He's a
Neapolitan.
ground it and pound it. What's the reverse cowgirl equivalent for an ice cream then?
Mint choc chip.
I love a mint choc chip.
I fucking love mint choc
chip is my go-to, to be fair.
I fucking love mint choc chip.
Nice little bits of chocolate in there as well.
Can you tell we're hungry? We did this last time.
We
with
either want
vol-au-vents.
sex or we're hungry, or both. I don't know.
Vol-au-vents last time.
Oh yeah, we did do the vol-au-vent
Yes.
conversation.
We can't. Right. Let's get this really short match done.
We're at match number 3. Anyway, side headlock reapplied, but Arcidi backs himself to the ropes, causing the hold to be broken. When it is, Arcidi shoves Guerrero and sends him flying across the canvas. Big body slam by the powerlifter, who now whips Guerrero into the buckles and drops him with a back elbow as he staggers back out. Arcidi takes a moment to flex in the middle of the ring, and while he does, we head to the Coventry position.
Oh,
That's new.
Okay.
That's new. Commentary, actually, which actually does an excellent view, does have an excellent view of the ring. Really good.
Yeah, it does.
Coventry position. Fun fact, Holly, Ted Arcidi was 28 here.
Shut your mouth. 28, going on what? 55.
Going on steroids. To be fair, that's why he's going on whatever the fuck
Yeah,
he
that's
wanted.
true. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. But we've done this before, haven't we? Where somehow back then, and everyone
like-
has said it's because of the roids. Everyone just looks old.
Yeah, but like, Brian Knobbs, 24. Yeah, Stone. Fucking elephant. What are we doing?
Yeah, true.
Ridiculous. So face first into the buckles goes Guerrero as Arcidi resumes flexing. He ducks too early off a whip though and eats a kick to the face. Ooh, hope spot. Guerrero hits the ropes and this time manages to stagger the big man. His running drop kick that does follow does put him down. So, hey! Guerrero runs and leapfrogs Arcidi whilst making a groan like he's just ripped his groin in half and runs then directly into a massive bear hug.
Boring.
Arcidi is bouncing on his feet whilst applying the hold, and the referee is bouncing on his feet in what I can only assume is excitement. Mm-hmm. He's literally on the balls of his feet. He's loving it.
Weird.
And Tony Guerrero begins waving his hands like he's just eaten something too hot and wants to cool it down. The bell sounds as Guerrero has seemingly signalled his surrender, but the hold is not broken. The ref begins counting, and just short of making it to 5, Arcidi drops his beaten opponent. Ted Arcidi is your winner by...
Yeah, so boring.
Holly, thoughts?
So boring. Not for me. No thank you. 0.25, and the 0.25 is for how short it was.
Yeah.
Do you know what also annoys me? They're dressed identically.
Oh, I get. There's another one later on that really annoys me for that. In a tag team match, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, so annoyed. It's like they left their clothes at home, so they're just like, oh, mate, I've got some spare ones. Here you go. No.
Are you about to say Lost Property again? Because
was,
we know
but I
that's a
didn't.
pending tag team.
I was, but I stopped.
Yeah. So, Lost Property. Anyway, we don't need to go into that right now. Again, I'm sticking with the theme. I went a quarter of a star higher than you. I went 0.5.
Ooh, okay, fair.
Yeah, I like a beefy slab of meat, apparently.
Apparently.
Now, this is one of the few cutaways
Yay.
that we get that's not a match, and I will tell you why Holly was wildly sarcastic there with that response, because it's Mean Gene Okerlund with Jimmy Hart. Just when I thought we were going to be one match after another, we head down to ringside where Mean Gene is standing beside Holly's all-time favourite, Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Yay.
There it is. Mean Gene wants to ask about the Mouth of the South's man, and he does that. Adorable Adrian Adonis, if you will.
No thanks.
What do you mean? What do you mean, if you will? You just said his name.
Just, yeah.
Going up against the likes of the Junkyard Dog. In front of the largest crowd in professional wrestling history. Right, okay, we'll finish this first. It now only comes to my attention that Jimmy has a feather duster in his hand. Cheeky bum wank?
What do you mean?
Do you reckon he's like a little...
Oh.
Well, sorry, no, let me specify, because, yeah, cheeky bum wank's not quite... I imagine,
Oh, God.
with his feather duster, he's tickling the anus of Adorable
Oh.
whilst he's pleasuring himself. Not Adorable.
Oh.
Jimmy Hart is going,
He's enjoying
he's loving
doing
it.
that.
He's
right.
loving it.
Okay.
Does he give you cuck vibes?
Oh, good Lord. This is not where this was not on my bingo card for this.
Is he giving a little bit? Oh, she's nodding. She's nodding. He probably isn't. He probably has a hung like a fucking salami. But
I don't want to think about it.
could you imagine that?
No, thank you.
What if he had a foot long sausage?
No.
No?
No.
No? No?
No.
Right. That'd be a third of his body weight.
He'd walk with a hunch.
He was the Hunchback of Notre Cock. Oh dear.
I think
Anyway,
that's a porno, isn't it?
is it?
I don't know. It must
Probably.
be. Someone's got to have thought that up.
And if not, there you go. Have that idea on the
for
house.
free.
Yeah, quite. As the Mouth of the South grows frustrated as he explains how he was humiliated by the junkyard... As the Mouth of the South grows frustrated as he explains how he was humiliated by the junkyard dog after being branded on national television, which we actually saw
Yes, we saw. That's stupid.
on Saturday. She remembers it. Saturday night's main event. He is cut off by Adrian Adonis, who says the talking is over and it's time to go to the ring.
Good job. Good job.
One line from Gorilla. An unbelievable happening.
Is it?
It's a happening for sure. Match number 4. Adorable Adrian Adonis with Jimmy Hart versus Junkyard Dog. I'm going to say something here.
Do it.
I know he was incredibly popular as a babyface, Junkyard Dog.
Oh, yeah.
You might be the shittest pound for pound wrestler I've ever seen in my life. I've not seen one match where I've given even a solitary shit about what you've done.
The more we've seen him, the less I have wanted to,
Yep.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, that
Because at
makes
first
sense.
I was a bit like, oh, the crowd love him.
And I get
And
that.
that's great.
He's got there's a natural charisma there.
Yeah, for sure. But then I actually watch this match in particular for me and the content. And that is when I did watch it and go, this?
Honest to God, though, like we're not, obviously, at no point have we been trained professional wrestlers, nor do we ever claim to be. I will make this claim now. I could have a better professional wrestling match now than I've seen Junkyard Dog have in any of the shows we've covered. Seriously,
Someone
it's
set
so...
that up.
Yeah, I'm not going to. But do you know what I mean? I wouldn't say that about literally any other wrestler.
Okay.
But I watch the content of every one of his matches.
Could you do the on all fours headbutt that's apparently really, really effective?
Yeah, I'll come out to get them cakes. And also, Adonis, like he's a portly lad, but he is selling like a goddamn hero for the shittest offense. I didn't realise I had an issue with Junkyard Dog, but the more I see him,
Yeah.
the more I go, for fuck's sake, because I just know it's going to be shit.
Yeah.
Even when he's dressed as a... No, do you know what? When he was dressed as a mummy, that was
That
fine.
was brilliant.
I like his mum, okay?
Oh, yeah.
His
that was
mum,
nice.
Mrs. JYD, fine.
Yeah.
Fine, all about that stanky leg. But to me, just no.
Yeah.
It's just... I want to be... Again, someone out there, find a show which he is on, which he has a good wrestling match on, and tell me. We don't even have to cover it for a show. I just want to see it. Because I don't
Okay.
believe it exists.
Cool, okay.
So, I mean, and if it does exist, I'm going to make you watch it. So I know exactly how unenthused Holly will have been going into this match. Not only are we yet to see a good Junkyard Dog match, Holly is also not a fan of the Adorable One, and we know that she absolutely detests the Mouth of the South. A trifecta of misery in the book of my co-host right here.
Yeah, do you know what? This is the first time properly in a long time I've watched one of these shows and had a drink. But because it was around the birthday time, I had beverages. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to have a nice glass of wine while I watch this.
Yep.
Oh, thank God I did.
Yep.
Thank God
Yep.
I did.
Really tough question for you now.
Yeah.
Whose side were you on?
None.
Whose side were you on?
No,
Pick a side?
honestly.
Pick a side.
Oh, if I had to.
I know you're picking.
If I had to, it would be JYD.
Yeah, of course it is.
Because Jimmy Hart's not on that side.
And that I thought would be the swinger as
But
well.
It's just, I don't care.
Oh, Jimmy Hart swinging. That's another unpleasant
No,
image.
I don't want to do that, thank you.
Pampas grass?
Stop it.
The cameras cut partway through Junkyard Dog making his way to the ring, and we see him back into the buckles fighting off a sneak attack from Adonis. I tell you what, talk about grabbing those cakes. Adonis sure does have some cakes to grab, don't he? Valiant. Good.
Cakes for days.
Cakes for days. Bakery.
Yeah.
Bakery.
Oh, yeah.
On a roll.
Oh.
With his chain in his hand, the dog is landing right fists to the face of Adonis. No disqualification, so I assume this match isn't yet underway?
Thank you. Yeah, that really confused me. And I was like, oh, it's done already. Oh.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
More right hands land from the dog and a headbutt flips him onto the canvas where the dog scores with another knee-charging headbutt.
Great.
A second headbutt sends Adonis shoulder first into the ring post, because reasons, before he settles on his backside begging off. He moves fucking well for a big guy.
Yeah,
really
he does.
well.
I'll give him that. Yeah.
Gorilla says that Adonis appears to be busted open, although I can't see any evidence of this myself. Corner whip sends Adrian head over heels into the buckles and onto the apron before sliding down to the floor. He's not a pretty sight, but he certainly knows how to throw himself with a degree of grace. As Adonis is resting on his knees on the ring apron, the JYD connects with another scurrying headbutt from the ring. JYD grabs 2 handfuls of hair as Adonis tells the referee to take him away, which he eventually does.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask, when it gets there, I'm going to ask this question.
The respite is only short-lived as JYD returns and pulls Adonis onto the apron by his hair, where he connects with a big right hand and what looks to be a rake to the eyes.
Boo.
Official looks to step in between them, but is sent flying when the dog moves him out of the way.
Right. So I would assume, please do correct me if I'm wrong, I'd assume here that JYD is the face in this match.
Yes.
Why is he pushing the ref?
Because the ref is in his way.
But this is not in keeping with his demeanour as we have seen before. And I was hoping that would mean it would be finished.
He's so eager to lay a beating on his opponent that the rules mean nothing.
Oh,
and
sorry.
Hebner's going, hang on, what's this?
Taking notes.
Taking notes,
Yeah.
Taking notes.
Okay. I was just disappointed that they didn't go, screw it, DQ,
I bet his
you're
mum
done.
was really disappointed with him, to be fair.
Yeah, true.
Now Jimmy Hart is on the apron and he sprays pheromones from the atomizer into the eyes of the dog. The official is back. I'm just so sad that I've still got so many notes on this match. The official is back on his feet and he's still not calling for a disqualification, which is a joke. But here we are. Even Gorilla says that he is surprised. Whip and a clothesline puts JYD down. Running knee drop finds its home from the Adorable One, as does a forearm to the throat. To the second rope goes Adonis and Holly's laughing and connects with another falling forearm before making the cover for the 1, 2. Oh no, JYD kicks out. The dog is thrown between the ropes down to the blue mats, and after debating going after Jimmy Hart, he climbs up onto the apron where he's knocked down with a right hand. Some members of the audience are throwing garbage into the ring, which I can only assume mistakenly connects with JYD.
If I had my telly working, I'd have thrown some rubbish at it, I think.
Yeah, I agreed with them though, wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. With the official distracted by Adonis in the ring, Hart delivers a flurry of shots with the atomizer to the dog, who absolutely does not sell.
Nope.
Not sure what happened in the ring, but the referee is down and Adonis is climbing to the top rope. No idea. Not a clue.
We don't see it, do we?
No. JYD looks to cut him off, but on his way to doing so finds Jimmy Hart jump up onto his back, and in the kerfuffle, Adonis is knocked off the top rope, giving himself a lovely Dick Guillotine.
Yeah.
That's a wrestler's name, surely. Dick Guillotine.
Yes.
Got to be. JYD tosses Hart down to the mats before grabbing Adonis and delivering a headbutt that drops him down to the floor with him. Another headbutt lands, but Adonis manages to make it back into the ring, although JYD is right behind him. When he turns round, he's pulled by the waistband towards the ropes, knocking Jimmy Hart down to the floor with Adonis on top of him. This is chaos. This is shit. In the ring, the official raises the hand of JYD, and if the Tonga and Morocco match confused me, this one blew my mind with idiocy. Howard Finkel announces that the winner by way of countout is the Junkyard Dog. Come again? The fucking dumbass was outside the ring longer than Adonis.
Yep.
No way did he win by countout.
Nope. So dumb.
That's it.
So dumb.
It was literally, it genuinely could not have been more than 3 seconds.
No.
But they're like, oh, that's the ending, boys. You're done.
So stupid.
Thoughts?
I hated it, actually.
Yes.
Hated it.
Yes. Give me the fire.
I don't want to sit... I like wrestling, right? This is why
making you debate everything.
This is why we're here.
Yes.
I like wrestling.
You like wrestling.
I watch these stupid matches and I think, why do I like wrestling?
Yeah, that's a valid question.
I no, it was awful.
But no wrestling fan likes this, surely.
I hope not.
Again, if you like this, tell me.
Fine.
You're entitled to your opinion.
You're wrong, but
I will call you wrong because my show, my last word. But sorry, dickhead was the
that
bit.
Was
that was it. Yep, sorry.
I just putting this here as well in the whole thing really made me struggle with wanting to carry on and watch the rest.
That is fair.
0 out of 5.
Hey, we agree.
Oh, you gave it
0
0
stars. It was shit.
Yeah, it was awful.
And it made me hate Junkyard Dog as a wrestler.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, don't get it.
Yeah.
I see and well, no, I don't understand. I see that he's popular with the fans. I see that there's a natural charisma about him.
Yes.
I see his wrestling. I want to cry. There's nothing redeemable about his wrestling. Maybe
there?
some of the Mid-South days that, or when he was kind of elsewhere prior to the WWF, there's something of merit. But my God,
is there anyone in modern day wrestling, or anyone that you've watched, whether it be WWE or even Progress or anyone, where you see that the crowds and that really like someone, but you just don't get it? Who?
New Day. Never got it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Never got it.
Okay.
I don't hate them.
No.
Didn't get it. Don't care.
Just not for you.
No, didn't get it.
Yeah.
The only thing I found, Big E, I found amusing.
Yeah, I like him.
Don't throw pancakes at me that have had your dick sweat on it, maybe.
No.
Don't give it to kids. Don't give sweaty dick pancakes to kids. That's just a motto.
Okay.
That's just a thing to live by. Do you know what? Shouldn't have to be said.
Fair point.
Cereal, fine, because I don't think he was pulling that out of his crotch. But, I don't know, just, I've never got the New Day.
Fair, I just wondered if there was a comparison between kind of
I'm
like
sure
a
there's
modern day
loads.
version.
I'm sure there's loads. Oh, yeah, well, Damien Priest.
What about Cody?
Cody, I don't get to the level.
Yeah.
Like, New Day, didn't get at all.
At all. Right, okay. Oh yeah, you really don't like Priest either.
It's not like I don't dislike him.
Yeah.
He's on the Cody scale rather than the New Day scale for me.
Okay.
He's fine, as you would agree.
Yeah, I really like him.
But I don't get it
Fair.
to that extent. Cody, I understand to a point.
Yes.
But then, I just think the matches are fine. There's something about him that, and the more I see it, the more angry I get, and you're probably going to know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That fake smile.
Yeah, I know you hate that.
It's he just comes out of his, and lovely bloke. This isn't to take away from the man at all, but if I'm talking about it from an entertainment perspective as a fan, when he does that fake smile, I just go, you don't mean that. Mm-hmm. It's just, and it's like so over the top. No, it turns me away.
Okay. Fair enough.
I might have been one of the few people that didn't care when John Cena beat him at WrestleMania.
Yeah, fine.
Didn't care. It's just, to me, as soon as I think we discussed this. I don't think it was necessarily in a recording. I know we've gone massively off track.
Yeah,
but
sorry, that's my fault.
No, that's
for asking
fine.
the question.
No, that's great. Carry on doing that kind of stuff. I thought, and I think I said to you at the time, once his story is complete,
Yeah.
what does he do?
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't fit anywhere else. They've put him on this pedestal effectively, and then it's like, well, how long does that last?
He's had moments great, where he told The Rock to go fuck himself. Amazing.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
That's
but
great, but
yeah, I
don't see where else he fits now, because you pull him down a couple of rings. It doesn't.
He'll
work
take. I think
now.
he'll take it back off Cena, because I don't know who Cena drops it to that makes sense.
I was hoping it would be.
There's never going to be Randy Orton. Never going to be Randy Orton. Orton
One-
doesn't need it.
One last time.
And maybe he will. When it comes to his retirement, they'll probably do something similar with him.
True.
Because he's had, not maybe as big of an impact as Cena,
No,
but as close as you're going to get to anyone else.
It'll be a sad day.
It'll be a very sad day for you. But it'll be sad when anyone goes, because you don't know what you have until it's gone. In many
Gosh,
respects.
wow.
That's deep. I meant specifically wrestling related, though, but it's true.
Okay.
Straight into the next match. Now, I know for a fact that so far, in every match, and she might not remember it, but Holly knows at least one of the people in the matches. This is the first one where I'm like, she won't know either of these people.
Yep.
Because even though you might not remember Tony Guerrero, we have seen him in a match. I think he was tag teaming with The Genius in a main event.
Okay.
Saturday night's main event. Randy Savage's brother.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, it was Leaping Lanny Poffo, not The Genius at the time. Sorry. And also, Tony Guerrero was former WWF Tag Team Champion with Rick Martel.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Rick Martel you don't like, but that's fine.
Yeah, I know.
But it's a name you know.
Yeah.
Dick Slater versus Iron Mike Sharp.
Yeah. Cool.
Why? Again, is this not heel versus heel? I don't know. Okay, I'm not even going to ask whose side are you on, because it's just flip a coin in the air.
I didn't know who these people were until halfway through the freaking match.
I don't even think the Chiron didn't come up at all. It's just I knew Dick Slater. I'll be honest, I had to double check myself on Iron Mike Sharp.
I've got black pants and red pants, because I don't think until literally 3/4 of the way through I heard a name.
No, that's fair enough.
And then it was finished.
So let's blast through this one, shall we?
Let's do it.
We immediately cut to the start of the following match where we see the two men lock up without hesitation. Slater is caught in a top wrist lock but swiftly counters into a hammerlock that Sharp escapes by heading through the ropes and onto the apron. Mike Sharp is a loud fucking boy. He's grunting and groaning like he's fucking Monica Seles at the Open. Tennis reference.
Yeah, okay,
from the night.
yeah.
There you go.
Sure, yeah.
Except Iron Mike didn't get stabbed as far as I'm aware. Slater has got... Well, that's a story for another... Monica Seles got stabbed at her... Okay, fine.
Tennis is not my bag.
He returns to the ring where the two men engage in a Greco-Roman knuckle lock from where they exchange kicks. Slater gets the best of it and drives Iron Mike to his knees where he then jumps on his hands. Fine. Causing the veteran to roll to the outside to recover. We cut away to a fan holding a foam finger that reads Hulk Hogan and it points towards the ring, which the camera then slowly pans towards like it's an episode of Zap.
Do you know, though, I liked that.
I was fine with it.
I really liked it. And do you know why?
Because it wasn't the
Because
wrestling.
you like watching the wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah, really good.
But all the while in my head, I hear the fans chanting, "You!" as if Hulk Hogan himself was giving the finger wag. Lock up and side headlock by Sharp, who instantaneously lands a punch to the face of Slater. This angers the man, who cocks his fists and charges after Iron Mike, who is backing away. Second side headlock results in another punch to the face of Slater. I'll be honest, I'm not going to go into details of Dick Slater. I was about to actually then and cut myself off. You're welcome.
Okay.
Camera cut and we see Iron Mike begging off from Dick, who lands a number of punches in the corner and a big headbutt as well. Second headbutt connects and I'm feeling I'm back in another match now, but his whip is reversed. Slater ducks a clothesline attempt before catching a boot, spinning him around and delivering a very nice spinning neck breaker. That's fine. That's okay. Elbow drop misses the mark and Iron Mike looks to counter with a body slam that Slater escapes out the back door from, allowing him to connect with a side Russian leg sweep, or, as Gorilla calls it, a reverse neck breaker. The fuck is that? What would that be then? A neck fixer?
Oh, maybe.
Just a thought. Slater heads to the top rope and connects with a standing elbow drop to the top of the head before securing a jackknife pin for the 1, 2, 3. Dick Slater is your winner by pinfall. Holly, thoughts, please?
This is so quick. 0.25 for the one decent move that I saw in there, and it was quick. I'm done.
Neck breaker.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Okay, fine. I've returned to being a quarter of a step ahead of you. 0.5.
Fine, okay.
Another cutaway. Not with Jimmy Hart this time. Now, Holly, this could be the moment where things pick up, as now we head to Mean Gene standing at ringside with Bobby, the Brain, Heenan. Holly, explain your face.
We've watched things later where I've warmed to Heenan.
Apple bobbing comes to mind.
I love that. I love that. This did nothing but retract from those feelings.
That doth butter no parsnips is what you're saying.
No.
Oh dear. No. Oh dear. I need to get you onto the Royal Rumble commentary where he's losing his mind. It's amazing.
Okay.
Gene says that although it might be cold in the stadium, things might be about to heat up, and my God, I hope is he correct. Heenan does a sell of the 6-man tag team match, which he is featuring in later tonight, and he makes a promise that tonight the machines will have their masks removed. Ooh. He says to cap it off, at the end of the night, he'll be securing the gold around the waist of Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. Mean Gene says that tonight in front of this packed crowd, Bobby Heenan is part of history. The Brain corrects him. He isn't part of history. He makes history. Good line. Best line of the night.
Yeah.
Heenan, apart from,
it's happening.
No, that goes without saying. But I'm talking about adorable Adrian Adonis having cakes for days.
Oh, of course.
The Brain corrects him. Heenan and his family are the reason why this is such a big event. Heenan is wrestling, and wrestling is Heenan. Mm-hmm. Mean Gene says that he is glad Bobby turned up for this interview, as he was convinced he might have tried to weasel his way out of it. Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink.
Cheeky.
Now, Heenan doesn't want 70,000 people to start chanting weasel. Well, no worries there, as there aren't 70,000 people to fucking do it, even if they all started. Mean Gene says that he never called him weasel, and the last thing that Bobby wants to do is piss off 70,000 people. Okay.
Just stop talking.
Heenan has had enough. He's not going to stand out here in sub-zero weather any longer while the fans chant weasel at him, and leaves.
If only he'd just left and not got in the ring. I thought he meant he was leaving.
Just Toronto.
Just leaving.
In general.
Toodles.
We go straight into another match. The Machines
Yes.
and Captain Lou Albano
Yep.
with Giant Machine. Oh, there's an air of mystery there.
Oh, I wonder
Versus
who that
Big,
could be.
versus Big John Studd,
Yep.
King Kong Bundy,
Yep.
and Bobby the Brain Heenan. I'm ashamed to admit, I saw King Kong Bundy. I got excited.
Potato Man.
No. Omelette. There you go. King Kong omelette.
Omelette, potato. Same
I mean, it's Spanish omelette.
frittata.
Spanish omelette, you there?
Tortilla.
Sure, why not?
Ooh,
Oh, throw an
hungry
accent
again
on.
now.
Love that.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
I
What's
can't do many in Spanish.
What else have you got? You got German.
That's not so cute, though.
Lederhosen, maybe.
Yeah,
We'll have a talk, yeah. With a beer stein, obviously. I mean, let's not
Obviously,
half-arse this.
come
Come on.
on.
Or Horn of Ale.
Oh, a
Horn?
horn.
Give me a horn.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'd love a
You
horn.
can't put that down.
Yeah, you can. You get a little holder
Oh, in
for
the
it.
holder.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Steiner's better.
Also, who's putting it down? You drink the... Come on.
I mean, this is me we're talking about.
God,
You've seen me drink.
that
the
shit doesn't hit the
beer.
sides. So, Holly,
Yes.
I know you're going to ask, who in the blue hell are the Machines? Or more specifically, why are the Machines? Mm-hmm. Well, let me regale you with a little tale. Wikipedia's your friend. The Machines were a professional wrestling stable that performed in the World Wrestling Federation in 1986 and 1987. The team consisted of well-known WWF wrestlers working under masks which strongly resembled that worn by Super Strong Machine, in brackets, Japanese wrestling Junji Hirata, in New Japan Pro Wrestling at the time. The gimmick was very much tongue-in-cheek, as the identities of the masked men were obvious to the fans but frustrating to the heels when they were unable to prove them. The Machines was the last tag team Captain Lou Albano managed in the WWF until he returned in 1994 to manage the Head Shrinkers. You look confused.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
That's
Just
fine.
my natural face.
Yeah, all right. After feuding intensely with Andre the Giant for more than a year, Bobby Heenan's Heenan family challenged Andre and a partner of his choice to face King Kong Omelette and Big John Studd in a tag team match on April 26, 1986. When Andre did not show and was replaced by Ted Arcidi, our boy's back, Bobby Heenan launched a campaign to get him suspended from the WWF. After deliberating on the matter, WWF President Jack Tunney, also Canadian, was forced to suspend him for missing the tag match and subsequent matches against the Heenan family. This was, of course, only a wrestling storyline. Thanks, Wikipedia! Less than 2 months after the suspension was announced, vignettes appeared on WWF television hailing the debut of a masked tag team from the Orient known as the Machines. Giant Machine and Super Machine. The team announced that they were coming to America soon with their manager Lou Albano, and their only mission was to prove that they were the #1 tag team in the world. Super Machine was portrayed by Bill Eadie. His ring name was a play on his previous gimmick, Masked Superstar, though it was clear that Giant Machine was none other than Andre the Giant. Commentators implied that it might have been Giant Baba and not Andre under the mask.
Please.
Bill Eadie.
Sure.
Recognise the name?
No.
Here comes the axe, here comes the smasher.
Oh.
Demolition. Yep.
Really?
He was Axe.
Oh.
Yeah. Smash was fuck me, I've forgotten his name, but went on to be Repo Man.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Whereas Bill Eadie was Super Machine.
Okay.
Whatever it's I've forgotten his name now already. Giant Machine, Super. Yeah, I was right, Super Machine. Yeah, good. Also, I was going to make a point here about this, and it's completely gone out of my head, but just trust me when I say it was brilliant.
Okay.
In the following weeks, Bobby Heenan made repeated claims that Giant Machine was Andre the Giant attempting to circumvent the suspension. To illustrate the obviousness of the ruse, Heenan went so far as to introduce his new team from Korea on an episode of Jesse Ventura's Body Shop.
Ooh.
The team, calm down. The team was merely King Kong Bundy and Big John Studd wearing paper bags over their heads.
That I'd like to see.
Oh, by the way, that just reminds me now of the other thing. So they did, I think Mean Gene does an interview with Super Machine and Giant Machine, and they're pretending to be Japanese, and Andre can't do it. He just sounds fucking French. And it's like doing pidgin English, but Andre already spoke pretty much in pidgin English for the most part in interviews, trying to pretend to be Japanese but not putting on an accent at all. Can't say the same for some of the others.
Oh, if you find that on somewhere, send that to me. I think that's great.
Oh, I'll find it.
I'll watch
it
that.
exists.
That'd be great.
It exists. I know
want
it's
to see
out
the
there.
paper bags too. I think that's right up my
That's
street.
incredible, isn't it? Okay, started wearing paper bags. Yeah, Heenan claims led Jack Tunney decreeing that if the giant machine was revealed to be Andre's suspension would become permanent. On August the 5th, shown August the 23rd, the Machines made their WWF debut with Super Machine wrestling in a singles match, while Albano and Giant Machine were at ringside. Later that night, Bobby Heenan sneaked around at ringside taking pictures of Giant Machine to try to prove his true identity. Unless you're taking the mask off, how?
True.
Does he have I'm Andre tattooed on his ass?
Maybe.
1 week later, Albano introduced a third machine to the WWF, Big Machine, who was played by Blackjack Mulligan. You're like, who's that? He would be an agent. You might know his son, Barry Windham.
Oh.
Andre had been suffering from legitimate severe back injuries, and the introduction of the Big Machine character was meant to reduce Andre's wrestling role. The Machine's angle was designed to put him in a lighter tag team role. Due to the severity of the back injury, Mulligan was brought in to reduce Andre's wrestling role even further, thereby keeping the popular superstar on TV. Big Machine and Super Machine would wrestle the majority of the matches against Bobby Heenan's cronies, occasionally with Lou Albano joining them to face Bundy, Studd and Heenan in six-man tag team action. Soon, other masked wrestlers, and you'll like this, whose identities were generally obvious, would appear and temporarily team with the Machines. On September the 10th, Big and Super Machine were joined by Animal Machine to defeat King Kong Bundy, Big John Studd and Bobby Heenan. You'll like this one more. On September the 16th, the Machines were joined by Hulk Machine.
Stop it.
As the trio defeated the Heenan family.
That's amazing.
The Hulk Machine would return on September 22nd and help the Machines win in the main event at the Madison Square Garden Arena.
That's great.
A few weeks later, the Machines perceived help from the kilt-wearing Piper Machine.
Oh, God.
On a house show in St. Paul, Minnesota, the Machines even got the help of Crusher Machine,
So silly, but so good.
pinning John Studd to gain the victory for his team. On October 28th, the Machines wrestled their last match under the gimmick, a loss to Bundy and Studd. This also marked the last appearance as a manager in the WWF for Lou Albano at that time. After the Machine's last match was shown on November 23rd, the angle was ended and Andre was announced as being reinstated on November the 29th. In the following weeks, the mystery of why Andre the Giant was reinstated built up until it was revealed that Bobby Heenan had arranged for the suspension to end so he could turn on Hulk Hogan in the build-up to WrestleMania 3.
Yes, of course.
Putting the puzzle together. After the angle ended, Super Machine was repackaged as Axe, one half of Demolition, while Big Machine worked for the WWF as Blackjack Mulligan in late 1986 and the first half of 1987 before leaving the promotion. Worthwhile, that story.
Yes, I enjoyed that, yeah.
I thought you'd get a little bit out of that.
Thank you.
That being said, on this occasion, back to live action, standing in the ring on this occasion is Super Machine and Big Machine. Whose side were you on?
Machines.
Okay, that's fine. Big John Studd starts off this for his team against Super Machine and backs the masked man into the buckles where he shoves him in his chest. They lock up once more with Super Machine getting backed against the ropes, but he blocks a right hand and lands a series of double overhanded chops to the chest. Body slam attempt is made, but Studd grabs onto the top rope to prevent going for the ride. Super Machine strolls back to his corner for some advice as the fans chant Weasel in full voice at Heenan. Collar and elbow tie-up sees Super Machine apply a side headlock. Push off and shoulder tackle knock the masked man down to the canvas. Whip sees Super Machine connect with a clothesline, but it does little more than sway Big John. Second attempt results in me accidentally fucking up the formatting of my sheet, and we need to go back to it. Hang on a second. We will recover. There we go. Yeah, we're good. They lock up once more, the Super Machine getting backed against the ropes, but he blocks the right hand. Yep. Body slam attempt is made, but Studd grabs onto the top rope. Super Machine strolls back. Here we go. Collar and elbow tie-up sees Super Machine apply side headlock, push off, and shoulder tackle. Knocks the masked man down. Back to the canvas. Whip sees Super Machine connect with a clothesline, but it does little more than sway Big John. Second attempt results in the same thing, but the third gets the job done and Studd rolls out of the ring in the wrong part of town where he's met by Giant Machine, who quickly bundles him back into the ring. Another body slam attempt by Super Machine, but once again Studd grabs onto the top rope to prevent it. Tag made to Bundy, and here comes the walking condominium, as Gorilla would put it, although I would say the walking omelette buffet. Big Machine is the legal man for the face team, and he and Bundy size one another up. Side headlock applied by Bundy, but he is eventually shoved off and the two men collide in the middle of the ring with neither giving an inch. We get the classic monsoon line of the irresistible force meeting the immovable object as the two men stare one another down. Big Machine hits the ropes and they collide once more with neither man budging once again. King Kong ironically eggs him on and misses with a wild clothesline only to eat a flurry of potatoes to the face.
Ooh.
Corner whips reversed, but Big Machine moves out of the way of the avalanche and knocks Bundy to the canvas with a back elbow. So hard did Bundy hit the buckles that his strap came down and he popped a titty out. A moment to regroup by Bundy as Heenan pats him on the back reassuringly. Is that not a tag?
I'd assume so.
Apparently not. Knee to the midsection and clubbing blows to the back of Big Machine drop him to the canvas before Bundy makes the tag to Stud. Punches to the midsection and big forearms are landed in the corner and slowly Big Machine wilts to his knees on the canvas as Stud continues to stomp away. Tag now to Heenan, who enters the ring and lays in the boots before a number of punches land to the back of the head. Now the Brain is looking to remove the mask and is only prevented from doing so by Super Machine, who strikes him hard in the face. Great sell by Heenan, who bounces helplessly off the top rope before stumbling into tagging Stud. Heenan is doing the Lord's work. The big man ducks too early off a whip, allowing Big Machine to score with a kick to the face before making the tag to Super Machine. Flurry of strikes backs the big man into the corner, and he is whipped into the buckles and caught with a charging back elbow. A strike for Bundy as well, who looked to enter the fray, but when he returns his attention to Stud, he hits him with a big elbow. Tag back to Soufflé, who stomps away, really scrambling the brains of Super Machine. Speaking of the Brain, he's returned his focus to trying to remove the mask before the referee calls it to a halt. With Stud holding him in position, Super Machine only just about manages to avoid the charging Bundy, who instead collides with his partner. Two charging shoulder tackles sway Bundy, which again sees him pop a titty out, but as Super Machine hits the ropes for a third time, he takes a knee to the spine from Stud. Knee drop to the back of the head finds its home, and we get a cover that has to be broken up by Big Machine. Tag made to Stud, who knocks Super Machine down to the canvas with a back elbow before reintroducing Heenan to the action. As the Brain deals out instructions to the two men on the apron, Super Machine has made it to his corner and made the tag to Lou Albano. The two men, I don't know why actually here, that Heenan goes, oh shit, now I'm in trouble. Give me fucking Lou Albano, fuck the other two big lads off, give me that sack of shit, and I'll probably do okay. But the rest of them, no. And Heenan's like, oh shit, now I'm in for it. The two managers come face to face and Heenan is backing off into the corner. Albano puts his hands behind his back, encouraging Bobby to take the first swing, which he does with a big slap across the face. And you can hear that.
Yes.
You can hear that.
It reverberates.
It does. Immediate receipt by Captain Lou, and he whips the weasel upside down into the buckles, which looks nasty, I must say.
Yeah.
Series of boots to the face of Heenan as he hangs in the tree of woe, but when he releases himself, poor choice of typing Scott, he claws to the eyes of Cyndi Lauper's dad. Tag to Big John Studd, who lays in a big forearm to the chest of the captain before knocking both machines off the apron as his partners dole out punishment in the corner. The fans go mad as Giant Machine enters the ring, and Holly, if you are unsure who he was prior to this point, there is no mistaking the fucked by a horse Andre the Giant walk. Bless his little cottons.
The holding onto the top rope whilst doing anything.
I think the mask look works, by the way. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, it's alright. Yeah.
Good mask, actually.
Yeah.
Giant Machine has headbutts for everybody, and with that the bell sounds due to a disqualification. More punches and chops land, and we see another double noggin knocker on Heenan and Stud. Giant Machine has cleared the ring, and the heels are in quick retreat. Unfortunately, every time Bobby looks to leave the ring, he's pushed back in by one of the machines or Captain Lou, until a big headbutt sends him flying over the ropes towards his teammates. Howard Finkel makes his way into the ring to make the announcement that the winners by disqualification are King Kong Omelette, Big John Studd, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Thoughts, Holly?
Yeah. I will also say that seeing Heenan in a one-shoulder unitard was not something I was prepared for.
Okay.
I mean, you clearly enjoyed it, but it wasn't something I was mentally prepared for. I gave it 1.5 out of 5.
This is mental, by the way.
Oh, okay. And I just said, for me personally, this isn't it.
Yep.
But I could put myself back in that time frame and see how this would be entertaining to watch.
It was better than a few that came before it.
Exactly.
Based on my reaction, what do you think my score was?
1.75.
1.75 stars
Wow,
indeed.
okay.
That's really strange, actually,
Isn't
to be
it?
exactly over you each time, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right into the next match.
Yes.
This one had promise.
Didn't it?
This one had promise. Jake the Snake Roberts versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in a snake pit match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to explain snake pit match?
Please, because it didn't seem any different to a normal match.
Yeah, okay. So, you know, like in Indiana Jones,
Vaguely.
you know, there's a snake pit. Yeah, well, it has nothing to do with that. So there's no disqualification.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whose side were you on?
Jake.
Yeah, I would have been too.
Yeah.
First things first, what constitutes a snake pit match? Thankfully, Howard Finkel tells us that there's no disqualifications and anything goes. As he explains this, a sadistic smile creeps onto the face of Jake Roberts. For the first time this evening, Holly, we hear entrance music as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat jogs his way down to the ring. As soon as he makes it onto the apron, he's immediately set upon by Roberts. The two men begin their... oh no, that's a really bad typo. The two men begin their bra.
Oh.
Two men begin their brawl as Jake drags the dragon over the top rope and into the ring. The bell sounds and we are underway. Wild clothesline is ducked by Ricky and he throws a chop to the throat. Whip sends Jake to the ropes and a back body drop takes him for the ride. Roberts is begging off and slides his way out of the ring to the outside, allowing Steamboat enough time to recover and remove his entrance gear. Jake slides back into the ring, and he is met by strikes from the dragon. Knife-edge chop lands, and he levels Jake with double-handed chops off a whip. Cover gets an early 1 count. Armringer from a single knuckle lock-up, and now the dragon elevates Roberts up into the air and down to the canvas. I know you like that move, don't you, Holly?
I do.
Single knuckle lock remains in place as Steamboat wrenches away. That's a good way to snap a wrist. Thanks, Monsoon. He has long arms, just like a snake. Valiant. You fucking dildo. What do you mean?
I wrote that down too, because last time I checked, snakes don't have arms and
Or
legs.
is he saying his arms are long like a snake?
Yeah, I don't know, because he says he's got long arms and legs.
Like a snake?
And I literally was like, well, if we're being literal here, that's not true.
Oh yeah, I think he's a moron. He's an absolute moron.
Okay. You can tell also how invested I am in the match already by the fact that I'm listening to commentary.
Quite. The dragon continues to work over the arm and shoulder, yanking away at the joint. Jake ducks a back elbow off a whip, and we see Steamboat go for a drop down before levelling the snake with a knife-edge chop on his return. Nearly said Wrexham there. Earning him a count of 2. Hammerlock is locked in, keeping Jake grounded, and we get a knee driven into the lower part of the back. Steamboat twists Jake's arm between his legs and falls backwards, wrenching deeper on the hammerlock. Another knee drop to the lower back, and the hammerlock is reapplied. As Jake makes it to a seated position, he covers his mouth to communicate with Steamboat before eventually making it back to his feet.
Yeah, very subtle.
It was subtle.
So subtle.
Jake has a determined look in his eyes as he coils his fist back ready to strike, but the dragon ducks in the nick of time and lands a chop of his own. Another big chop has the snake staggering. Ricky hooks the arm and uses it to deliver a stiff back kick to the midsection that causes Jake to roll to the outside. Steamboat follows, and Jake takes the opportunity to dive at Steamboat shoulder first in the stomach. They exchange a couple of blows before Robert scoops him up for a slam. You could tell that Ricky didn't want to take that bump as he lands very delicately, not taking it full force on his back. Snapmare takedown, and Jake drapes Steamboat over the edge of the platform, of which the ring is positioned on, by the way. Probably should have prefaced that at some point.
Raised, isn't it?
It has, yeah. To deliver a knee to the sternum. The dragon fights back with another chop, and now Jake has grabbed the chair. However, before he can use it, he's prevented from doing so by Steamboat, who fires off another big strike. Now the dragon has the chair, and he delivers a shot to the midsection before tossing it to one side. They return to the ring, and Steamboat makes his way to the top rope, where he connects with a flying tomahawk chop to the top of the head. Hook of the leg, and we get the 1, 2, no. Jake manages to kick out. Armlock applied by the dragon, and Jake looks absolutely fucked. When they return to their feet, Jake is run face first into the top turnbuckles, where we then get treated to a round of Sesame Street punches.
Yay.
Steamboat is feeding off the crowd's energy as he delivers big shot after big shot to the top of the head. Corner whip is reversed though, and the Dragon somehow goes over the top rope and crashes to the wooden stairs attached to the ring. Jake runs and slides underneath the bottom rope to continue the punishment. Big right hand puts the Dragon down. The Snake positions him and slingshots the Dragon face first into the ring post.
Drink.
Once again, Gorilla says he has to be busted open from that. Spoiler alert, he isn't. Oh no, tell a lie, he is. Face first into the guardrail goes Steamboat, and we can hear Roberts call him a son of a bitch as he delivers a big right hand. Back into the ring they go, and Jake is taunting Steamboat to get to his feet, but instead delivers a series of punches that sees the Dragon fall onto his face from his knees. Short arm clothesline puts Steamboat down hard. Jake looks for the DDT, but finds himself run back first into the buckles. The fight back is short-lived, however, as Jake lands a knee to the chest. The Dragon scores with a chop, but is dropped with an inverted atomic drop. Gutbuster by Roberts, who is relishing this. Arrogant pin as Jake kneels on the Dragon's shoulders, but at the count of 2 he finds himself countered and pinned to the mat for the 1, 2, 3. Your winner by pinfall, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Jake is in disbelief at how he managed to lose this match from such a dominant position and pounds his fist on the canvas. A bloody and battered Steamboat has his arm raised in victory on the outside as Howard Finkel announces him as the victor. Holly, what were your thoughts?
Far better than anything else I'd seen.
Agreed.
Thus far. But I did just give it a 2 out of 5.
Okay, we're off course now.
Yeah, I know. Because I didn't want to just rate it higher in comparison to...
No, that's fair.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You were trying to accommodate...
It was alright. But had I seen this in any other match or setup of this time, would I have scored it higher than a 2? No.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I didn't go miles higher, I was 3.
Okay.
So the reason why I thought it was just above average match. So for me, on the rating, certainly in the older days, like 86 covers and qualifies as that, I thought it was 3 stars. I like both guys. I think they're both good. Is it the best match they could have had? No. Was it an okay time? Yes. Had that gone on and they were rushing and not rushing, but running out of things to do, it could have turned into something a bit like Rick Rude and Jake Roberts.
True.
And that was a state. Because in theory, in my head, I still go, oh yeah, I'd like to see that. And then I go, oh, actually, I don't know if I want to see that again.
Yeah.
We're big fans of Jake Roberts here.
Yeah.
We don't get a promo from him, though.
I know.
I feel like I've lost out.
The only one that I'm happy to watch a promo of.
Although his wife-beater mullet is on fire in this episode. This is stunning. Stunning 1980s.
It's a strong look.
It is, with the tash as well.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, so 3 stars for me, personally. Right into another match. Now, Holly, we have seen these two have a match before.
We have.
WrestleMania 3.
Yes.
It was the only other Billy Jack Haynes, Jumping Jack, fucking Jimmy Jack, Johnny Jack, Jack off, Billy Jack now. So this is ridiculous.
Yep.
Billy Jack Haynes against
Hercules
Hernandez.
Yay.
What did you think when you saw him?
It looks different here.
Hercules?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Billy Jack looks pretty much identical.
But, yeah, I'm happy with it.
Now, Holly.
Yes.
Whose corner were you in?
Hercules.
Okay.
All day, every day.
This is a match that we saw take place at WrestleMania 3. I'm assuming you do not remember this, though. I've made an assumption there. I was wrong.
It's Hercules, you see.
I was wrong.
I do remember. I remember
How old was
because
he?
of the jokes of, like, the 5,000...
How old is he at this point?
Who knows at this point?
I think...
Yeah, go on.
I think he is 2001 years old at that point.
Okay. Quite young here.
Yeah, quite young. Youthful. I could be wrong, but I think this is the first and only time we've seen Billy Jack Haynes compete on an episode of the Win Twice podcast, apart from, WrestleMania 3 being the only other time that we've seen him. 2 big, beefy boys set to go at it.
Yeah.
I will say, I think Hercules missed a trick by cutting his hair short and trimming his beard. This is a good look.
Mm-hmm.
Much better, much better. After a few tentative moments of circling one another, the 2 men lock up. When they release, Haynes flexes his pecs and makes me feel like a lesser man.
Oh.
The second lock-up sees Haynes slap on a side headlock. He's pushed off but manages to drop Hercules with a shoulder tackle. Herc drops down and impressively leapfrogs before ducking down, allowing Haynes to leapfrog himself, only to find himself levelled with a clothesline on his return.
Great. Great start for me there.
Yeah. We get a weird cutaway as Gorilla informs us in muted tones.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that was it. We get a weird cutaway as Gorilla informs us in muted tones that whether you're at the popcorn stand or somewhere else, you are missing great action.
Oh, okay.
I'm at home, mate. The dreaded bear hug, there it is applied by Hercules, and once again the referee is excitedly jumping around like a puppy seeing his owner come home from work. Haynes manages to free himself but can't capitalise as Hercules lands a series of right hands that put him back down on the canvas. A trio of elbows land and we get a cover that earns a near fall. Come on, ref, learn how to count. Random fan. You could just hear it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you could.
Face first into the top turnbuckle goes Haynes, but he reverses a corner whip, and when Hercules bounces out from the buckles, they collide and both fall to the canvas. The referee begins his count as Gorilla reiterates that this is a happening, just in case you're unsure.
Absolutely.
Kick to the midsection by Haynes, and he follows up with 4 more before driving Hercules face first into his knee. No, that's right. Down goes Hercules from a back elbow off a whip. Big backbreaker puts Hercules down to the canvas once more, and he stays in place as Haynes flies from the second rope with a double axe handle to the chest.
Wow.
Hook of the leg only gets a count of 2. Haynes desperately tries to lock in the full Nelson and nearly has it until he's kicked in the bollocks by Herc. Ref didn't see it, but that keeps with the trend of him not seeing a single fucking thing all show. Kick to the side of the head lands, now Haynes finds himself tossed between the ropes to the outside. He returns to the apron only to be clubbed across the chest by Hercules, who is now flexing for the fans to absolutely no response. Another clubbing forearm once again puts Haynes back down to the outside. When he gets to the apron for a third time, Hercules manages to suplex him back into the ring for a count of 2. Okay,
yes.
okay. Massive wild clothesline puts... Who? Haynes, I assume there, because it says hands. Puts Haynes down, but they are too close to the ropes and he gets his foot over the bottom rung. Hercules begins jogging with his hands raised in the air, thinking he has won, only to be rolled up from behind and nearly losing to a schoolboy pin. Neckbreaker attempt by Hercules is countered into a backslide by Haynes, and the shoulders are down for the 1, 2, 3. Your winner by pinfall is Billy Jack Haynes.
Yep.
Give me your thoughts, Holly.
It was alright. It was alright.
Agreed.
I gave it 1.5, lesser than the match before, but I also at this point was awarding a lot of points for speed, because I do also think I was kind of done.
Yeah,
Like
bodes well that speed impresses you.
Yes. I just think I was a bit over it.
Yep.
So yeah, 1.5. I also like Hercules. He's going to get extra points. Like,
yep.
He's got.
You
a soft
like Billy
spot.
Jack Haynes at WrestleMania 3?
Yeah, I've just got a soft spot for.
He found out
for
he killed his
Hercules.
wife.
Well, yeah, that's.
It's a downer.
Yeah.
It is a downer.
Yep.
There's no getting away from it. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to.
Okay.
I thought I was going to not give a shit, and I thought that's all right. 2.75.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over delivered for me.
Wow.
Like, and it's in terms of in-ring action, best match.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Tag match, close but not as good
Okay.
for me. Yeah.
Cool.
Like in terms of like athleticism and stuff,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
even Robertson, the Dragon, which I liked,
Could have had more.
could have had more. I know what
Yeah.
Ricky's capable of doing. We didn't see it.
No, we didn't.
We are getting there, Holly.
We are.
The ending is in sight. We've got 2 matches left, and something in between them. The piss break match,
Yes.
if you will. We're not there yet, though.
No.
Tag team action.
Okay.
We've got the Rougeau brothers versus Brutus Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine. Is there a more contrasting team for you in terms of love it, hate it?
I don't know why I like the Rougeau brothers either. I don't know. They're like the Killer Bees to me. So I think it's like a comfortable.
What would you do if the Killer Bees were against the Rougeaus?
I don't really know. Bees. To be fair.
Yeah, of course.
But I love Brutus.
Why?
I don't know.
Grenades? It's grenades in the pockets, isn't it?
That was great. I
Well,
freaking loved that.
Especially when you thought that Gene was talking about his bollocks.
Well, yeah, I got confused.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
But Greg Valentine, I'd forgotten how much that just fills me with just nothing.
And why, in particular, did Greg frustrate you in this match?
God.
I didn't note it down, but I remember it.
Same crock as usual.
Oh, no.
Oh, go on. Why do you know?
What colour was he wearing?
Oh, I don't even think I wrote it down.
Was he not the one that was wearing the same colour as the opposite tag team.
Is that who I've got? Hang on. Maybe.
Well, there's not another tag team match, and it wasn't in the Machines match.
No, it is him.
Yep.
Yes, I've got it. It's here.
Same
halfway
colour.
Through.
Same colour gear.
Yeah, halfway through I've written it down.
What is it about Greg's shtick that you're not a fan of?
It irritates me. It's so boring. Elbow. 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 Double axe handle. Elbow. Elbow.
Figure 4.
Boring.
Figure 4.
So boring.
Fall on your face.
Just don't like it. It's boring.
He does look like a very homely woman.
Sure.
He's done the bingo circuits, is what I'm saying. Likes to go out on Friday with his friends, Fran and not from work. You're fine.
Yeah.
And Maud,
Ooh.
and they Foxy Bingo.
They have a cheeky Chinzano.
They are absolutely, and they've been known to get a little bit. I tell you what, Greg, it flirts like no one else with the bingo. They got a little thing going on.
Yeah, legs 11.
Yeah, Maud's not particularly pleased because she had her eye on him as well. But basically, you look a woman. It's fine. I'm jealous. Wish I had that hair. Honestly, the hair, like it's still blonde now. Holly also boos when he appears on TV, just in general.
That's so bad.
It was at the Hall of Fame. His age, she was like, "Oh, fuck's sake!" Just the man's existence.
I know. I do
Puts
feel
Holly
bad.
out.
I do feel bad about it.
To be fair, I don't have the same issues with Valentine that you do. Not his wrestling. Apparently, his appearance, I'll slate until I'm blue in the face. But no, as a wrestler, I've got no issue with him. The only time it came close to me was WrestleMania 4, where we saw him 4,000 times in the tournament.
Oh, God, yeah, that was annoying.
That was what kick-started it for you.
Yep.
I think if you'd seen other bits first and then got to that, you might have
Probably
forgiven
had a
it.
Bit of leniency.
Yes.
But no, you're done.
Whose corner are you in here?
Rougeau's.
You are going against Brutus.
I know, but blame Greg.
Okay. Fine. I do blame Greg's for my portly physique. Two of Canada's own are up next, and we get the Rougeau brothers in action. Across the ring from them are two familiar faces in Brutus Beefcake and Greg Valentine. Their manager, of course, Johnny Valiant, is obviously on commentary duty tonight, so is not at ringside with them. That plays in later on. The heels waste no time with throwing punches and attack immediately. We can hear from commentary that Johnny Valiant had expected this as he begins to cackle whilst it unfolds. They pair off and battle away in the corners. As Raymond begins firing back against Valentine, Brutus delivers an inverted atomic drop to Jacques.
Oh, very good.
Face first into the buckles goes Brutus, or Brutai as Gorilla often calls him, and now he's thrown to the outside. Order begins to be restored as Raymond tags Jacques in before punching Valentine in the gut, setting him up for a slingshot sunset flip over the top rope. We get a very close 3 count there, and if I'm being honest, I think Valentine should have kicked out sooner. I think he did a boo-boo. The hammer is knocked down with a back elbow off a whip. Snapmare and knee drop connect. Raymond is now the legal man, and he delivers a swift side kick to the midsection of Valentine as he returns from the ropes. A second kick knocks him down to the canvas. He makes a cover, but it is only a count of 1. Neither... What?
Go on, what's it saying?
Neither of the spine.
Ooh. Knee in the spine?
Yeah, probably. Knee in the spine, and now Jacques is brought back in, and he knocks Valentine down with a jumping back elbow off a whip. Another cover, another 2 count. Jacques locks in an abdominal stretch on Valentine. I'll tell you what, though. Jacques isn't as good as Raymond.
No.
There's something about Raymond, isn't there? Yeah. Abdominal stretch, Holly snores. Yep. Valentine, but he counters it and connects with a hip toss before tagging in Brutus. Power slam by Beefcake, and we get the most procrastinated 2 count you have ever seen in your entire existence. Tag to Raymond. Oh, I've changed it up.
Oh.
We've changed flavours.
Raymond,
who connects with a pair of chops off a... It sounds like Del Boy would say it. Raymond, are you all right? With a pair of chops off a whip before taking Brutus down with a snapmare. Jumping whoopee cushion lands, and we get the cover for a 2 count, which Gorilla actually calls out the ref for being entirely fucking useless on.
Yep.
Just to elaborate what exactly he's being useless on, this prick is, instead of going 1, 2, 3, he's going 1. I'm going to put my hand under your shoulder. Is it there? Oh, I don't quite know. I'm going to pull it out. 2. Oh, I'm going to put my hand back under it. Use your eyes.
Yeah.
Who's fucking reffing this?
Yeah, I don't understand it at all. And but I don't understand what the benefit was of doing that, apart from irritating.
Honestly. Ray, fuck it, I've gone with the pretenses now. Okay. I'm mates with him now. Ray, is backed into a corner, and Brutus connects with a series of knees to the midsection before running him face first into the boots of a waiting Valentine on the apron. Top rope punch as the Hammer tags himself into the match, and he knocks Jacques off the apron before clubbing Raymond to the back of the neck and making a cover for a near fall. Big body slam, and another cover gets another 2 count. While back elbow misses the mark off a whip, and Ray scores with a crossbody that earns him a near fall. Turnaround is fair play as Valentine gets run face first into the boots of Jacques. Double team dropkick earns us the first timber face fall by Valentine, and we get a jackknife cover for 2. Big chop, back Jacques into the corner. Back Jacques. Yeah, sounds like a game. Back Jacques.
Bergerac.
Back Jacques or Bergerac. Yeah. And Valentine snapmares him down to the canvas, but he pushed away by the boots, and that's where the sentence finishes. Not enough space though, as Greg scoops him up and connects with a big atomic drop, causing Jacques to scream in agony once more. Bruce. Who?
Bruce.
Brutus is back in as the legal man, and he lands with a jumping stomp to the abdomen, strutting and cutting before an eye rake, but Jacques looks to fire back with punches to both members of the Dream Team from their corner. Now Ray has made his way into the ring, and all 4 men begin to brawl. The janitor from Friends has lost all control of this one. From opposite corners, the Rougeau brothers whip the Dream Team face first into one another. Jacques picks Brutus up and drops him in the corner of the Canadians. He grabs the hands of his brother Ray and assists in him somersaulting off the top rope and down onto the beefcake. Jacques misses with an attempted dropkick on Valentine, who is able to break up the pinfall. Johnny Valiant is losing his mind on commentary, saying he wants to be down there helping the Dream Team, giving them advice. Gorilla says, well, you're not, so that's the end of that, really. On the outside, Valentine runs Ray back first into the ring apron on 2 occasions. Brutus now joins in on the action, and the Dream Team run Ray back first into the apron one more time. Jacques rushes to his aid to minimise any further damage being dished out. The official continues his count. He's fine with that. He doesn't check to see if their feet are still on the fucking floor. Honestly. But Ray just about manages to get in before the match is called off. Brutus agitates Jacques to the point of entering the ring, allowing he and Valentine to double team Ray for a moment longer in the ring. Very impressive backbreaker by Brutus as he kind of raises him above his head by the panties. And the referee has to be fucking joking, right, with this count? It's the worst one of the lot.
Yep.
Honest to God. So angry. This is where I put it. After each time he hits the mat, he slides his hand under the shoulders before slapping it down again. No wonder the pin looks shit in this. Running knee to the spine connects from Valentine, who is now the legal man, and he continues to focus on the lower back of Ray. I don't even want to talk about this pin, so I won't. Fuck this Jeremy Beadle looking bitch. Inverted atomic drop by Valentine, and Brutus follows with a few back big stomps after tagging in. Do you know what's probably more enjoyable for you, actually?
Yeah.
Except for peeling your eyelids off watching this referee, is the fact that you know I was saying this into my phone.
Yeah.
So all of these words were said out loud.
Oh, good.
From his knees, Ray tries to fight back, but is prevented from building momentum courtesy of a vertical suplex that earns a 4.5 count. Valentine tags back in, and for the 3rd time in the evening, we see the dreaded bear hug. At least this referee doesn't jump around for submissions. I can give him that much. I can't give him a lot, but that I will give him. Ray punches his way free from the hold, but is prevented from making it to his corner with a clubbing forearm to the back of the neck. The bear hug is reapplied, and with the official distracted, Brutus jumps from the ropes to connect with a double axe handle.
Oh, my 2 favourite things.
Brutus.
Well, yeah, I like him, but a bear hug and
okay.
This.
Yep, another shit pin. A jumping ring dinger by Brutus, and he and he Nope. And he staggers a punch-drunk Ray into the corner of the Dream Team. Double team whip sends Ray into the buckles before the Hammer misses wildly with a ridiculous wind-up elbow drop and the following attempt as well. Finally, a tag is made to Jacques, who connects with a big drop kick to Valentine and one for Brutus before connecting with another pair for the Dream Team. Body slam on Valentine and one for Brutus, but the Hammer cuts him off. The 2 exchange blows until Jacques is secured by the arms from Brutus on the apron and caught with a big forearm across the chest. Double team clothesline is ducked, and Jacques drops the former tag team champions with a dropkick. He climbs to the second rope as Johnny Valiant apparently has to be restrained in his chair on commentary, but Jacques finds no water in the pool with his flying fist drop attempt. Valentine looks to secure a figure 4 leg lock, but is kicked off. However, on the second attempt, it's locked in the centre of the ring. Valiant is screaming at the ref and asks his fellow commentators if they're not bilingual, as clearly Jacques is screaming in submission. Raymond rushes into the ring and stamps away, forcing the hold to be broken before he unloads with a flurry of strikes in the corner of Brutus. Valentine jumps in from behind as the heels look to retain control. Numerous stamps to the injured leg of Jacques, and now the Hammer is looking to reapply the figure 4. Before he can complete the hold, Raymond rushes in from the outside and secures a sunset flip. Not being the legal man, the official still makes the count and, interestingly, doesn't do his usual hand sliding under the shoulders routine. What a joke. He is corrupt. Fuck him. At the commentary position, Luscious Johnny is incandescent with rage as he stands up shaking his fist. Your winners of the match by pinfall, the Rougeau brothers. Johnny Valiant is only further angered when he realises, oh yeah, that wasn't the legal man as well. Mm-hmm. Holly, thoughts on the match?
Do you know what? Considering Valentine was in it, this was my favourite one so far. The ref was irritating. Yes.
Dog shit.
My God, annoying.
So took away from it.
But this was my favourite match so far.
Okay.
2.5 out of 5.
We've returned. 2.75.
Fair.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I was fine with it.
Yeah.
Well, you enjoyed that.
Yes.
Now let's discuss this.
Do we have to?
Yep. Right into another match. We don't even fuck around with introductions again. So we've got handsome Harley Race versus Pedro Morales. You don't know who Pedro Morales is, do you?
No.
Very much a long-standing WWF champion back in the day.
Right.
He was, so Bruno Sammartino, who you're aware of, had a really long reign. Stan Stasiak took it off him. The next long title reign after Bruno was Pedro Morales. Oh. And the reason why was predominantly because he was so popular, especially like in, obviously, WWF, New York primarily based company. They've got big immigrant communities. Italians obviously being one with Bruno, and also you got the Latin American community, Pedro Morales. So he was not probably as popular as Bruno, but damn close to it. And so he had a run with the title. You'd be forgiven for not knowing that in general, but also based on what we see unfold here.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to ask you whose corner you're in. Doesn't matter.
Don't care.
Doesn't matter. Although it won't feel like it's a Holly, this could arguably be considered a dream match for many. I'm going to say that again, like I'm not Porky fucking Pig. Although it won't feel like it's a Holly, this could arguably be considered a dream match for many. The former NWA World Heavyweight Champion in Harley Race taking on the former WWF Champion in Pedro Morales. The two men lock up and Harley immediately connects with a knee to the midsection. Or as my notes have got it, Anita.
Oh, Anita midsection.
Anita midsection, yep. No, Anita to the midsection. Pedro offers a receipt by way of a left-handed punch to the midsection in response. Another left to the face puts Harley in the corner, and the third sends him spinning out of the ring entirely. Also, Harley Race makes a lot of weird noises.
Yeah.
As he's walking right there, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
He walks around and goes, yeah, 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 yeah. What are you doing?
I don't know. It's weird.
It is weird. It's not the
oh,
which
no.
we get later on. From the outside, Race trips up and spins him.
Ooh.
Race trips up and spins him round over the ring apron. Oh, yes, okay. So he trips him, then spins him so his head is hanging over the edge of the ring, where he can deliver an elbow to the clavicle. Very specific, Scott. With a handful of hair, Race walks Pedro to the edge of the platform and throws him face first into the timekeeper's table.
I was hoping it would collapse fully.
Yeah, I like a little... Terry Funk would have been all over
Very
that.
funny.
Terry Funk would have been all over that. Falling headbutt hits home by Harley, and he returns to the ring where the referee looks to continue his count. Race heads back to the outside to break it up and continues to land strikes before running Pedro face first into the ring post.
Take the drink.
The official implores Harley not to go outside anymore, which gives Pedro... He's either in or he's out. He's used the front door too many times today.
Okay.
The official implores Harley not to go outside, which gives Pedro enough time to roll back into the ring. Suplex attempt is blocked and Morales counters with one of his own. Small package by Pedro, only gets a count of 2, but as with the prior match we have Tommy Dickfingers playing the role of referee. Southpaw punches by Pedro, but his corner whip is reversed. Race charges in, but Pedro goes up and over, securing a sunset flip that earns him a count of 2. Block of the left hand allows Morales to unload with a series of his own, putting Harley in the corner. The official gets physically involved and awkwardly marches Pedro away, and when he returns he is tripped by the legs and Harley makes a pin using the middle rope for leverage and holds on for the 1, the 2, the 3. Handsome. Harley Race is your winner by pinfall. The fans, bullshit, bullshit. And Gorilla goes, well, we can hear the fans' thoughts on that one.
Yeah.
And then he says, after that, let's have a look and see how the referee beat Pedro Morales. Very good.
Very good.
Very good. Thoughts?
0.25, it was just painful to watch. The 0.25 is for the fact it was quick.
Yes.
Over it.
Yeah, it wasn't good. 0.25.
Oh, okay.
Tallied up.
Oh.
But Holly,
Yes.
at long last,
Oh, thank God.
we've culminated.
Woohoo.
We've reached the conclusion. Well, nearly. We have reached the main event.
It's main event time.
It is main event time. Hulk Hogan versus Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff with Bobby Heenan for the WWF title.
Yes.
We touched upon it earlier. On paper, we're going, okay,
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Guess we'll find out if it actually delivered, if the proof was in the pudding. Whose side were you on?
Oh, this I say it was a hard one. It really wasn't. But I like both of these people. But Hogan, obviously. And it seems like the people that do the dubbing for this also were behind Hogan too, as Orndorff got his music.
Yep.
Baffling, but okay.
Yep. We now head straight into the main event of the evening, and although we hear the entrance music of the WWF champion Hulk Hogan, what we see is the challenger Paul Orndorff making his way to the ring.
You impressed I noticed.
You did.
Thank you.
Alongside him, caught halfway between wrestling gear and manager gear, Bobby the Brain Heenan, still wearing his singlet with a manager's jacket over. Fine. Now making his way to the ring is indeed the WWF champion, who is surrounded by security as the fans desperately try to claw for him. You can actually see Hogan periodically ducking to avoid contact as he gets nearer to the ring. The challenger is taunting the crowd as he enters, mocking the mannerisms of the Hulkster, cupping his ears. Good heel work. Hogan rips off his shirt, and I'm not entirely sure why, but it looks like he has a wad of cotton wool around his left ear. A new piercing, perhaps.
Okay.
Can't work out why, but he's got...
I did see it, but I just assumed it was like a cut or something.
Maybe. You can actually hear members of the crowd chanting, "Wonderful, wonderful." As the referee makes his checks as he moves to the champion, Mr. Wonderful will wait no longer and charges, connecting with a brutal clothesline. I think there was at one point, it was, mooted that Mr. Wonderful might be a potential WWF champion to take it off Hogan. Not necessarily for a long run, but it was definitely on the table at one point. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'd have been happy
I
with
think
that.
it works. I think Mr. Wonderful is actually
great.
massively underrated.
Yeah.
Like one of those things, it's one of those people that as we go through this journey of these shows, there are some people that you'll go, do you know what? I actually like them less than I did to begin with, Randy Orton. And there are others where you go, fair enough. And Mr. Wonderful is one of those people for me. The bell sounds and we begin as the challenger stomps away on Hulk. Side mount punches rain down and the two now roll around, jostling for position. Now it's Hogan's turn to unload with the right hands from the side mount, and for some unknown reason the referee pulls Hogan away with two handfuls of hair. These officials are on one tonight.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. Orndorff looks to capitalise with right hands, but the two men exchange blows until the champion gets the better of the exchange. A running right hand puts Mr. Wonderful down and he rolls to the outside for a breather. He shoves Bobby to one side, quickly re-entering the ring and running over a drop down from Hogan, only to be caught with a back elbow that sent him out of the ring once again. Orndorff trips the Hulkster from the outside and drags him under the bottom rope to the floor, where he smashes him face first off the ring apron before unloading a series of kicks. Hogan blocks the second attempt at running him face first into the apron and instead delivers the same treatment to his challenger. They return to the ring, where Hogan scores with a number of right hands before levelling Orndorff with a running clothesline and connecting with a following elbow drop. The crowd explode with everything Hulk does, and he even connects with a headbutt before scoring a running corner clothesline off a whip. Hogan spins around with his arms wide open for the crowd like Kurt Angle. Don't know why.
Yeah.
But took his eye off the prize as he returns to a punch to the gut from Orndorff. As Hulk leans towards the ropes, Heenan connects with a massive slap, which seems to wake Hogan up and has me laughing out loud. Piss funny, you little rat.
Yeah.
Amazing. With the champ distracted, Mr. Wonderful looks to catch him unawares from behind, but he doesn't shout surprise either, Holly. But his right hand is blocked and Hogan connects with an atomic drop. Now the Hulkster heads to the outside and makes his way after the Brain. Heenan rolls into the ring, and as Hogan is grabbing for his leg, Orndorff stomps on the back of his head. Mr. Wonderful continues the beatdown. We see Heenan leap over the top rope to the outside in very amusing fashion. Rope-assisted knee drops by Orndorff find their home, and Hogan looks to be in trouble, as a running right hand sends him falling through the ropes to the floor. From the apron, Mr. Wonderful connects with a stamp to the top of the head, and he scores with a suplex on the blue mats. Well, this is delivering so far for me.
It is, yes, I'd agree.
Orndorff returns to the ring and cups his ears to the fans, confident that he has this one in the bag. Hulk slowly looks to get to his feet, but when he does, a running knee from the ring puts him back down to the floor. Hogan re-enters the ring, but is met with a series of stomps, and once he has spun round, Mr. Wonderful connects with an elbow to the collarbone. Make it 4, in fact.
Yeah.
Orndorff breaks the count before landing an elbow to the same spot after jumping off the apron. Mr. Wonderful pulls the champion onto the apron, where he connects with a hefty forearm to the chest, much like Sheamus, before raking Hogan across the eyes and face. Both men are in the ring, and Orndorff connects with a brutal punch to the throat and gets a warning from the official. Knee drop to the back of the head earns a count of 2. Hogan grabs onto the ankle of the challenger in his please no more type routine, but when he gets to his feet, he is quickly body slammed down to the mat and hit with a point of the elbow to the throat. Another cover, another near fall. Going outside of his usual playbook, Orndorff goes to the top rope to deliver a punch right to the larynx, dropping the champion with a thud. The fans are incredibly loud, and they explode when Hogan counters a pile driver attempt with a back body drop. No time to build momentum, as Orndorff is all over him again with a stomp and more raking across the face. The official was right in the face of the challenger, telling him to stay within the remit of the rules, so in response, Mr. Wonderful bites the face of the champion, which I have to respect. Side headlock by Hogan, but it's countered into a back suplex. And I tell you what, Orndorff's getting a lot of fucking big spots in here.
Yeah.
A lazy cover by Orndorff, who's cupping his ears to the fans, but it won't count as Hogan's leg is under the rope. Mr. Wonderful thinks he's won, and as he raises his arms, the Hulkster begins to shake.
Yay.
Running knee to the spine sends the challenger face first into the referee, which in this case is actually a good thing.
Yep.
Hogan pulls Orndorff to his feet and raises his arm with his own thumb raised up before clotheslining him hard to the canvas. Hogan cups his ears to the crowd before signalling that he is ready to fuck, and when he puts Mr. Wonderful into place for the pile driver, he begins wiggling his hips, effectively wiping his dick on his challenger's neck. Sexy? No. As he lifts him up, ready to deliver the blow, Heenan's a little bit late, runs into the ring with a stool and cracks the champion between the shoulder blades before making a swift exit. Slow crawl into the cover, but the referee is still on Groggy Street. We could have had a count to 30 at this point, but by the time the official is in place, instead, he begins tapping Orndorff on the shoulder instead of the canvas. Wouldn't even be the worst type of count for a pin I've seen on this show.
No.
Mr. Wonderful takes this as a signal that he has been declared the winner, and he raises the WWF title high into the air as the bell sounds. Heenan helps secure the gold around the waist of Orndorff. It looks right.
Yeah, it does.
It looks
does
right.
Look good, yeah.
As Finkel makes his way into the ring. The winner, by disqualification, Hulk Hogan.
How? What happened?
Orndorff collected head first
Yeah.
with the referee. It was a Hogan knee that made him do that,
Yeah.
but all the referee would have seen is Orndorff smack him in the face and knock him down.
Right, so that's where the
That's where the DQ came from. So stupid. Yeah, it's not the best. But also it gives another reason for a rematch down the line.
Of course.
Orndorff loses it and begins kicking Hogan in the ribs before removing the title belt. Hogan turns round and only just prevents the championship being driven into his skull. A running forearm and clothesline puts Mr. Wonderful down. A big boot sends the challenger rolling out of the ring, and the real WWF champion raises his belt into the air. It's not over quite yet though, as Orndorff runs back into the ring and strikes Hogan from behind before making a hasty escape. He's getting the last laugh. Hogan lies the title belt before him and drops to his knees, begging Orndorff to return to the ring. The camera freezes on Hogan's face before we cut away to replays of him humping the air from earlier in the match. More footage plays from the end of the contest as well as the post-match antics before we return to a still of Hogan with his arms wide open. The credits begin to roll as this show comes to an end. Holly, what are your
Yes.
thoughts on the match?
Bar the ending, I actually enjoyed that one.
Agreed?
The ending
I've gone
is,
so high.
the ending is just
I've gone so high.
awful. Really?
Yeah, so
I've
high.
gone 2.75.
I've gone 3.75.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just really
You happy
like
it
seeing...
finished?
No, I don't think it was that. I genuinely think I enjoyed seeing Orndorff get his licks in on Hogan.
Yeah.
Hogan looked very beatable by a man that wasn't just a fat bag of shit.
Yeah.
Because all we've seen really from a lot of the earlier days is Hogan going up against guys that are even bigger than him, whereas Orndorff isn't that. Not to say he's a small man,
No.
but he's believable at kicking the arse of Hulk.
Agreed.
I was fine with it.
Yeah.
The match itself was good.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit high, but I'll stick with it.
Yeah.
So I've gone with it.
Why not?
I guess we now have to think how that kind of ties in to an overall show score.
Sure.
This could be interesting.
Yes.
Holly, what did you think?
4 out of 10. I initially scored it lower, and then I was like, I can't, because there are matches in there that I didn't mind, but nothing got over a 3 out of 5 for me.
Didn't it? Oh, no, it didn't. You're right. Carry on.
The maximum was a 2.75. I just can't warrant over 4 out of 10. Tell you what, give me an hour. Give me an hour show,
Yep.
and give me the 2-3 matches that I enjoyed. I don't need to see all the others.
Yeah,
Done. And
it was filler.
I was happy it finished.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Even though it was a compact show with just matches, there still felt like a lot of filler matches in there that just didn't need to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I get it because it's the live audience
Cool.
and stuff. So, and also you're trying to make a sale of a VHS cassette, so
Of
you're
course.
going to put
You've
in as
got
many
to fill
names
it,
on
yeah.
the thing as you can. I probably am maybe a slightly higher 4.5, but yeah, I can't put it higher than that. I can't justify it. If anything, I'm closer to your side than I am going higher.
Okay.
It didn't deliver as much as I thought it was going to, if I'm honest. I thought we might be near 6.5 territory when all was
Yeah.
said and done. The only match from this show I'd seen before was Hogan and Orndorff. I'd seen that
Okay.
before, but I'd forgotten the context, the content of it, I
Yeah.
should say. The rest of the card, pretty sure was brand new to me. And there was only a couple bits where I was like, yeah, okay. The rest was like, oh my God, what's this?
Yeah.
The referees, holy shit. Oh, they won't be featuring an outfit of the night. Holly, how many do you have on the shortlist?
This was really hard because there was barely any intros.
Yes.
So even if people had
Oh, yeah.
gear on before,
Okay.
you didn't see it. So I've only got a 3, and
Okay.
3 is a push.
Okay, Heenan,
No.
Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
The Rougeaus.
No.
No idea. Who have you got?
Killer Bees,
Of course.
because they actually did have on. We got to see them with sparkly bee jackets on.
We did, yeah.
Which I'll take. It was such slim pickings. I'll
Giant
take it.
Machine.
No. Obviously, again, it pains me to put him in here, but yeah, Jimmy Hart, the white suit with the black musical notes and the keyboard tie, brilliant.
It's good.
Like, it's great.
It's good.
And do you know what? I had no one else at this point, so I just shoved Hogan in at the end because it's just an
Fine.
iconic look, and
Fine.
we actually saw him do an entrance. That's it.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Oh, my God. You gave it to Jimmy Hart, didn't
I
you?
had no choice.
Oh, shit.
I had no choice.
That's amazing.
Pains me.
Jimmy Hart will forever be in the Holly Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
you must hate me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Devastating.
That being said,
Yes.
we've come to a conclusion.
Ooh.
Did you enjoy the recording at least?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Recording's fine.
We had a lovely time.
Yeah.
Bit of a slog, was it?
To watch?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. But still, we've had multiple shows that scored under that for you, so it's not the worst.
No, it's definitely definitely not the worst.
No, I mean, there's. I'm not even going to go into
it. Takes a lot
it.
to beat that one.
It literally won. It was. I think that's what it scored in the end.
Yep.
But yeah, I've had a lovely time as well.
Yeah, me too.
Hopefully, it will just be the one. Actually, probably going to miss another week in June at some point, but hopefully not. We'll do our best to work around
It's
it.
coming to holiday season.
It is coming
You're
to-
away, then I'm away.
Yeah,
and just,
we'll make it work. The
course we
people will get what they get, and they'll be happy with it. They'll love it.
Get what you give.
Yeah. What was it? Our show, our last word.
No, your show.
It's
your
not my
last
show.
Word.
If anything, Holly, it's
Yeah.
your show. It's your idea.
Well, maybe, but I don't do much for it. I just
That's
turn
not
up
true.
and say the odd comment every now and again.
I think you are comic gold in this show, and I
thanks.
wouldn't do it with anyone else.
Thank you.
Well, I've enjoyed myself,
Yeah, me too.
so well, glad you have. Alcohol helps, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm ravenous though.
Yeah,
I'll be
same.
honest.
I'm wrapping it up, don't worry.
Yeah.
But now you've kind of thrown me off my stride, so I'm going to have to
so
fumble over
sorry.
it.
I'll be quiet now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I hope you've had a wonderful time listening to the Win Twice Wrestling podcast. And until next time, you take care now.
Until next time, this has been a Win Twice Wrestling production. Peace out.